Governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Cranberry Wealth.
The proceeding was paid for by Cranberry Wealth. Information on the program was intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 69 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. The National Weather Service in Pittsburgh confirmed that there were 2 tornadoes that hit our area from Saturday's storms. One of them was in Westmoreland County, one in Jefferson County. National Weather Service says they'll be surveying the area where the tornado struck in Jefferson County near Somerville later today, and then they'll survey the tornado site in Westmoreland County near Latrobe on Monday. How's the weather looking today? Well, we could see some smoke from the Canadian wildfires, but it won't be as thick as it was on Thursday and Friday. Much of our area will be under the air quality level classification yellow. That's the moderate level. We'll have the complete AccuWeather forecast coming up in just about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, Allegheny County Police are investigating a Saturday night shooting in Wilkinsburg. Police say a woman was shot inside of a car on McNary Boulevard. She was transported to the hospital. No word on her condition. Police say a suspect was arrested at the scene. The Fujiya Ramen restaurant in Shadyside damaged by a fire. It happened Saturday morning around 7:45. A restaurant in Shadyside on South Aiken Avenue. No one was injured. Right now, the cause of the fire is under investigation. The Newcastle Firefighters Local 160 Facebook page. There was a post that revealed that they rescued a person who had fallen 40 feet from a rock wall onto a 45-degree hillside. This happened Friday afternoon. And crews say they had to use a rope rescue haul system to get to the individual and extricate them up the hillside back to safety. That person was then transported to a local hospital, and no word on that person's condition this morning. KDK Radio News Time at 7:02. We have the AccuWeather forecast as mentioned coming up next.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. Many retailers use a computer program to tell you which mattress to buy after answering a few questions. That's not how finding the right mattress works. At OMF, our associates take the time to understand your specific needs. They'll guide you through our showroom, explain the differences between models, and help you select the right mattress. No computers, no gimmicks, just personal attention and quality mattresses built locally. Visit any showroom and experience the OMF difference for yourself.
Between the daily demands of work, family needs, running a household, and more, you deserve some real relief at the end of the day. At the Original Mattress Factory, we have a wide variety of mattresses that are built to provide the ultimate in comfort and relief when you need it most. Mattresses that are hand-built locally using high-quality materials. Mattresses that are sold factory direct to offer you a great value. Mattresses that are designed to provide real relief to real people like you. Visit an Original Mattress Factory location today and get the rest you deserve tonight.
Here she comes.
Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop! Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations! Also, there's a beehive outside your store! And they're super aggressive! There's thousands of them!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired! Gross!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings lower humidity with sunshine, a few clouds at times, and reduced air quality thanks to wildfire smoke with a high of 79, but it clears out for tonight with a low of 57, with some hazy sun for tomorrow and a high of 82, followed by a wetter and cloudy Tuesday with a couple of showers and a gusty thunderstorm, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's time to get greened. Doug Oster is here. All natural, no pesticides, no artificial ingredients. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, 10th caller right now wins an incredible $25 gift certificate courtesy of the great Sorgel family out in Wexford, 412-922-1020. He's got a guest coming up. We want to hear from you, all of your gardening questions. He's Doug Oster, DougOster.com. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, we've been through heat. We've been through humidity. We've been through smoke, and now we have the strobe light effect in the studio. If you can watch it on YouTube, you'll see it's a nice blinking strobe light during our broadcast today.
You understand what's happening here. I've been a lab rat for 20 years. They just do all these experiments to me, and if I can survive, then they're good for the rest of the week.
I'm sure it's the fader. That's probably the problem.
Sure it is.
My guest today is Christy Wilhelmi. She's founder of Garden Nerd, a good friend of mine from California, author of a great garden mystery novel called Bolting to Seed. We'll talk to her after the first break. And I've been mostly inside due to the smoke. I looked at it this morning. It's very unhealthy today. 180 was the number. Last night, when the front came through, it went down to like 44, and it just said something like poor or something like, oh, you can go out and work in poor, but... Are you going to go out work in the garden when it says very unhealthy when you're old and fat like me? I don't think so. I guess I'll be stuck inside watching Turner Classic Movies again.
There you go. But I did go out and cut the grass last night, and the wheel fell off my lawnmower. I ran into a brick wall, split my leg open. But other than that, it's all good.
Well, sounds like we're both having a good week.
Listen, I got to tell you something. I've covered a lot of stories. You've covered more than me. You've taken pictures of everything. Have you ever seen anything like these wildfires?
No, this is terrible.
When we were kids, we lived 10 miles from where we grew up. That was it. Bicycle, no more. And to try to fathom, even in this world of technology, that because of what's going on in Canada, you can't see your hand in front of your face.
What must it be like up there? Like haven't seen any.
I saw some
coverage from up there.
A train engineer. He looked like he was driving his train in a ball of fire.
Wow, man,
crazy.
Yeah. I hope the air clears up. I don't feel right about being out there. I wanted to work in the garden today. I'm almost done with. I got 3 perennials in 1-gallon pots, but I keep going back and for the deals and like filling holes. I put this little container garden together in the back of the vegetable garden. I found some really unique geraniums for like $1 and some begonias, and the area is kind of shady, and I had 3 containers sitting around. I bought a bunch of containers over the winter, got deals on them. And it's right where I sit in the corner of the garden. I said, it'd be nice to have some flowers here because I got some space. And so I put those containers together. Also did the last plantings of tomatoes and peppers in the greenhouse. I'm experimenting with that. It might be too hot. I don't know, but I can keep a better watch on them. At first, I don't have any more room outside. And I'll be able to watch them and fertilize them better in the greenhouse. If I can just get them through August, then they'll have this just great time when it cools off. They'll have the warmth of the greenhouse. And the number one question I'm getting is all about slugs. And we've talked about them in the last couple weeks. Slugs, they just hide during the day under the mulch. They don't like the heat, and then at night they come out and they'll eat just about anything. Hostas are their favorite thing, but there's a couple things we can do organically. First is a product called Sluggo, and that's just a pellet that you can put down, and it's made of iron, and so nothing else eats it. Can't hurt anything else. The slugs will eat it, and they'll just kind of dissolve away. It overdoses them on iron. The iron that is left behind, the plants like. The other thing I use is something called diatomaceous earth, and it's on the microscopic level. It's sharp. It's a powder. You actually wear a mask when you apply it. It's not a poison, but it's sharp on that microscopic level, and it could breathing it in might not be a good thing, just like the smoke. And then slugs will not cross copper. There's a natural electric charge on copper. So some people will just run little copper wire around their hostas and other things. But, you know, I've had a bunch of peppers out there in containers waiting to find a home, and the slugs have found their way into it. And so I take them out of that container, put them somewhere else, and I don't have to worry about the slugs. Since we've got some good rain, this is also a good time to fertilize your containers. I'm using that Dramatic with 2 M's. They advertise on the show. I don't see that, but I discovered that fertilizer years ago, and it's fish-based, and it's going to be hard for you to find. You're probably going to have to find it online. Where it's been in the north, they've sold out because I'm talking about it all the time. There might be one more bottle there, but we'll see. I'm running low on mine, but it's a good feeling to fertilize those containers. I've been buying hanging baskets here at the end of the season. It always takes until this time of the year for me to finish gardening, and I probably won't even finish. I'll just, when the air gets better, when we can breathe the air again, maybe we should just stop breathing. No, that won't work.
I've tried it.
I'm going to go get some more bargains. And you know what I saw? For people who live in the north, Eichner's has a whole greenhouse filled with plants. They're just giving them away. And when you go to Eichner's, they have the best chicken and eggs and all sorts of good stuff there. So that's in the North Hills. I saw that yesterday. A friend of mine sent me a link to that. So fertilizing is a good idea. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time out there today just because I don't know. I'm freaked out about this air thing. When I see very unhealthy, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know if it's just because we're getting older, but I even was kind of watching what I was doing too. I mean,
it's like at one point they said it was like smoking like 6 or 7 cigarettes. I don't know. I don't want to be out there. I mean, I just like that the humidity is let up a little bit. Rob, why don't we go to the phones because we've got a guest at 7:15, and I don't want John to have to hang on there. Is that okay?
Yeah. Let's go to John, 84 PA. Hey, John, welcome to KDKA.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, I have a variety of tomatoes, and everything seems to be doing well except one, an heirloom, delicious, the big beefsteak, sets all kind of blossoms.
Yeah.
And then the tomato.
Yeah, a lot of the heirlooms, and actually the one that I give away, Limbaugh Legacy Potato Top, does the same sort of thing that Delicious is doing for you, John. When it gets real hot, a lot of times they will drop their blossoms. One little trick, because it could be a pollination issue, tomatoes are self-pollinating. Both male and female parts are in that flower, but if the bee doesn't come up to the flower and try and get in there, that's what combines those two things. Just shaking the plant might help also. That's what some people do. As soon as, when we get to now, that plant is going to start putting on tomatoes. And I know it's late in the season, but sometimes these heirlooms do that. What else did you grow, John, besides Delicious?
Oh, whatever they were selling at the farm markets.
Okay.
I have a variety of different heirlooms, which I think are the best tasting tomatoes going. There's just something about them. A lot of little grape and cherry tomatoes. Of course, I got my basil and my oregano and all that stuff. And I'm doing it all in what do I call it? Earth boxes, basically.
Oh, awesome. How many of those earth boxes do you have?
Oh, God, I haven't counted them. I'm going to say there's 8 or 10 out there.
Oh, man, that's great. That sounds good. Good for you. Delicious is a really famous old tomato, and it'll put fruit on, and you have plenty of time to get it. Don't sweat it. Like I said, shake the plant a couple times the next couple days, and maybe that'll force it to put tomatoes on.
Does the blossom have to be there when you shake it? I mean, fully open, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When I get it, I'll give it a good shake. Thank you.
All right, John.
All right, let's get a break in here. Who's coming up on the other side?
It's Christy Wilhelmi, a friend of mine from California, founded something called Garden Nerd, the best name ever for a garden business, and she is the author of a great garden mystery novel. This is her second novel called Bolting to Seed. We'll talk all about it when we come back.
Stay with us.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Quality Foods with 8 locations to serve you. A Pittsburgh tradition. Bucks Cleveland, a doubleheader yesterday. First game, new Pittsburgh Pirate Jacob Gonzalez homered, and the Bucks went on to win. Jared Jones gets the victory 7-1. They lost the second game 5-3. They wrap up the series today. Hear all the action 93.7 The Fan. England defeated France 6-4 in a thrilling high-scoring bronze medal final in Miami. And today, it's the World Cup final at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Argentina, the defending champion, takes on Spain. They begin the match on the pitch at 3 o'clock. Riverhouse defeated Louisville yesterday afternoon 3-1. And the Open Championship through 3 rounds, Sam Burns had a third round 65. He is at 10 under and has a 2-shot lead. And NASCAR goes for the checkered flag today in North Carolina. More sports, 937thefan.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important, trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
The KDKA Radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
Experience Pittsburgh Earth Day's signature event. The 11th annual Ecolution Fashion Gala comes to the Pennsylvanian Wednesday, September 30th. See stunning wearable art inspired by pop couture, fashion fame, and obsession. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghearthday.org/Ecolution. It's the weekly program that keeps you current with the latest travel trends and vacation values. Listen to AAA's Talking Travel every Saturday morning at 11 on KDKA Radio. March of Dimes that starts with Mom PA Military Shower helps pregnant military families have one less thing to worry about with a fun, informative, and free baby shower Saturday, August 22nd at the 316th Sustainment Command. If you're pregnant and you or your partner are an E6 or below active duty, reserve, or veteran military service member, call 412-506-8610 to join them.
Details at KDKARadio.com. Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I'm joined this morning again by Christy Wilhelmi. She's the founder of Garden Nerd, a prolific author, and a social media garden star from California. She has written 3 nonfiction garden books: High Yield, Small Space Organic Gardening, which was an updated version for Gardening for Geeks, which is the best title of a book ever. Grow Your Own Mini Fruit Garden, 400 plus tips for organic gardening success. But we're here to talk about her fiction. And so a couple years ago, right, Christy, it was Garden Variety, and now Bolting to Seed. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here to talk about this with you.
So how did you make the transition to writing fiction?
It was something that I actually started doing before I had written my first gardening book, because I wanted to teach people how to garden, but not through a gardening book. I figured it's easier for people to learn if you wrap stories around it. And that's how I wanted to do this. But then I got hired to write my first gardening book, and I had to put the novel away for a while. And then after I wrote the gardening book, I got it all out of my system and realized I needed to turn this kind of hybrid book into a real work of fiction. And so it went from there.
So tell me about Bolting to Seed. Is it the next step after Garden Variety? Does it follow the same characters? Tell me about it.
Bolting to Seed starts about a year and a half after Garden Variety ends, so there's that time jump, but we're still in the same community garden with the same characters, and there are new characters, and this time there's a murder.
Well, we fall in love with these characters. First of all, as gardeners, I love your descriptions in that community garden about everybody and their stories and how they interact with each other. And so now a murder. Oh boy, this is exciting.
Yeah, I think when I wrote Garden Variety, everyone was like, "Oh, who gets murdered?" When I'd start to tell people about it, I'm like, "Nobody gets murdered." But I guess that's a cliche that if you've got a community garden or a garden, there's got to be a murder and you bury them in the whatever. So Bolting to Seed is dedicated to anyone who thought the Garden Variety would have a murder.
But Bolting to Seed, you could read it without first reading Garden Variety, right?
That's correct. I had an editor who had not read the first book, which was kind of a great idea. So she made me go back and fill in all the gaps where there was information she did not have from the first book. So you can read it as a standalone, and then you can go back and read Garden Variety if you wanted to, or you could start with Garden Variety and move on. Either way, however it works for you.
Tell us about some of the characters that you've created.
Well, there are the characters that are in both novels, like Lizzie. She's the main character, and she is, in this book, she is contemplating whether or not to have children. So that's a big life decision a lot of people have to make, and I thought I would explore that with her. Her husband, Jared, is dealing with his own moving forward in life kind of stuff. And there are other characters like Ned and Mary who return, who are dealing with aging and all of the stuff that goes along with that. Everybody's got their garden and what they're growing. And there's also a few new people that we can talk about too, if you're interested in hearing about them.
Definitely. Give me one new one that I want to learn about.
Sure. So there's Sujin, who is a Korean-American woman of very mysterious background. You can't tell. She never really reveals anything. And she is the new love interest for Ralph, who is the resident kind of neurodivergent member of the garden, who's a computer nerd and loves comic books and all that stuff.
How do you come up with the characters?
A lot of them are based on people I've actually met or parts of my own personality. But gardens, community gardens, if any of your listeners have ever been part of one, it is a micro universe. It is a kind of a sample size of the diversity and social economic diversity of the world we live in. And I wanted to showcase that because it is really a melting pot of different stripes, people from different beginnings. And really, there's so much fodder for story in how those characters clash and how they come together.
Well, you already touched on it, but my question in my mind was, how much of you are in those characters?
There's a fair amount of me in Lizzie. I think I wrote her a bit more neurotic than I actually am, but I felt like it was a way to just give her all that personality dysfunction that I worked out in my earlier life. And I think that there's a bit of Ralph I really love in that he's a bit neurospicy and thinks differently than other people. Mary has a really hot temper. There's a part of her that I wish I was more like because she doesn't take crap from anyone. And, it's kind of fun just to see how that plays out.
Christy Wilhelmi is the author of Bolting to Seed. And Christy, when you put a book like this together, what is your goal for the readers? What do you want them to get out of the book?
Well, I want people to get excited about gardening because I feel like it is one of the most satisfying things to do in our world, especially when it comes to growing food. And a number of readers have come to me afterwards and said, I wasn't even interested in gardening, but after I read this, I'm going to plant something. And so it's a way for me to get people excited about growing some of their own food and to try it at home or in a small space. It's also to get people informed about community gardens because they exist all over the place and most people don't even know it.
What's the best way for people to connect with you, get the book, see what you're doing?
Sure. I'm at gardennerd.com, GARDENERD.com. You can find me on social media at GardenNerd1 on Instagram and TikTok and gardennerd.com on Facebook.
Well, we're all garden nerds, and we sure love that name and appreciate what you do. Christy Wilhelmi is the author of Bolting to Seed, plus many other books. Check her out. All this information is also at my website, DougOster.com, so you can find her. And this book was so much fun to read, Christy. And I thought you were in there, and I thought you were that main character, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know if it's a compliment or not, but
Thanks again, Christy.
Thank you.
Met Christy on a bus with a bunch of other garden writers years ago in California, and we became friends. And I just think what she's doing is awesome. Not just the novels, but also her Garden Nerd site, these other books. It's just good stuff. So you can check out all the information at DougOster.com, how to get a copy of the book. It's fun. I know the book is doing really well. Real quick, I'm teaming up with Jeff Versella this year for Recipe for Hope. That's Friday, July 31st. The event helps fund Bonnie Diver's Hairpiece Charities. I've been doing it forever. I love being there. She helps women with cancer. She is a saint. David Highfield, Heather Abraham, my friends will be there, along with all sorts of other local celebrities. Good food, good drink for an important cause. It's at the Mayerneck Center in Avonworth, and I am making roasted garlic ravioli in fresh spinach cream sauce. I can't wait to give that to you. If you've never been, you should come. You can find a link at DougOster.com to get some tickets.
All right, we'll be back. So what's coming up?
We're going to take callers, and I got a lot of information to talk about what I'm doing in the garden.
All right, how green is your garden? Give us a call, 866-391-1020.
What do you want to do this week? Why not put Sorgles on your list? What? You've never been to Sorgles? Just come once and you'll be hooked. Hi, this is Randy from Sorgles. As a family-run business with lots of family on the floor, we have so much to share with you. And here's the list. The Greenhouse and Garden Center, Home Accents and Home Decor, Houseplants and Supplies, the Bakery and Deli, new baby apparel, we are told that's the best in the Pittsburgh area, Fresh Fruit Market with an abundance of our own farm produce, the Wine Shop from Arrowhead Winery, hand-dipped ice cream, cider slushies, candy and stacks, Arsenal Cider's tasting room, the gift barn with 3 floors of gifts and children's toys, the farm goats, oh, they're so comical, Naturally Sorgles, over 2,000 gluten-free items, the sluice for the kids, tiny town play area, and we have fresh popped kettle corn all the time. And don't be afraid of the parking and traffic at this time of the year. It's all doable. Sorgles, 724-935-2090.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than you dread yard work, with a swarm of hungry mosquitoes buzzing around, then you might have Insuranoia. You should have NJM Insurance. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 66 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7:30. I'm Rob Taylor. Allegheny County Police are investigating after a woman was found shot inside of a vehicle. This happened Saturday night around 11 o'clock in Wilkinsburg on McNary Street. That woman was transported to the hospital. Police say a suspect was arrested at the scene, but as mentioned, that shooting incident is under investigation. A Facebook post on a Newcastle Firefighters Local 160 page says they rescued a person who had fallen 40 feet from a rock wall onto a 45-degree hillside. This happened Friday afternoon on the east side of Newcastle, according to the Facebook post. Crews used a rope rescue haul system to get to the individual and extricate them to safety. That person was transported to a local hospital, and no word on that person's condition this morning. Well, the National Weather Service out of Pittsburgh confirmed 2 tornadoes touched down during Saturday's thunderstorms in our area, one in Westmoreland County, the other in Jefferson County. The National Weather Service says they'll be surveying the area where the tornado struck in Jefferson County later today. That's near Somerville. And then on Monday, they'll survey the site where the tornado struck in Westmoreland County. That was near Latrobe. As for the weather today, you could see some smoke from the Canadian wildfires, but it won't be as thick as it was on Thursday or Friday. Much of our area will be under the code yellow air quality level classification. That's moderate level. And we'll have that complete forecast, AccuWeather forecast, coming up in about 3 minutes. Well, at the World Cup, England defeated France 6-4 Saturday for a third-place finish. Now, who's going to be the winner of the World Cup? It happens later today at MetLife in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Here's ABC's Christiane Cordero with a preview.
The stage is set for a championship Sunday unlike ever before. New Jersey hosting Spain and Argentina. Winner takes all. It's the first World Cup match between the two countries in 60 years and pits teenage sensation Lamine Yamal against veteran superstar Lionel Messi. Messi shrugging off the pressure while speaking to fans in New York this weekend, saying he treats it as something natural.
KDKA Radio News Time 7:32. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Thank you, Andy Emroyd, for introducing Harmony Garden Organic Insect Control to Pittsburgh.
Nothing is safer, nothing works better in killing pesky insects. Protect all your plants with Harmony Garden Organic Insect Control. It is 100% non-toxic and earth-friendly, not insect-friendly.
But is it safe for our new puppy?
Harmony Garden OIC is safe for people and pets. Just spray and walk away.
Visit participating True Value hardware stores or go online to harmonyoic.com.
Have you tried the only stop smoking hypnosis in America, proven useful by the U.S. Patent Office that reprograms your subconscious? Alex Goen patented hypnosis destroys your connections to cigarettes. No cravings, irritability, or weight gain. Walk in a smoker, walk out free. Only $59.99 or your money back. Stop Smoking Seminar Thursday, July 23rd. Doubletree by Hilton Green Tree, 8 p.m. Weight loss, 5:30 p.m. Sign up at alexgoen.com. Goen. That's alexgoen.com.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Easy Cater, the workplace food platform, makes it easy to order food for all your workplace needs.
From favorite restaurants, don't forget that.
Who are you?
Tina. I'm Tina. I use Easy Cater at my job.
Well, I am the voice of Easy Cater. Don't you have work to do?
Not as much now that Easy Cater saves me all that time ordering food for the office. With great options for any group size or budget. All on one platform. Just trying to spread the word.
Fine, let's do the last bit together. Easy Cater. It's all the food for your workplace.
All in one place. Start an order at easycater.com.
Oh, you're not terrible.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings sunshine much of the time with lower humidity, but wildfire smoke may reduce the air quality and lead to areas of haze with a high of 79. Then clear tonight with a low of 57, followed by occasional hazy sun tomorrow and a high of 82, with more clouds on Tuesday, more humidity, and a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us Monday on the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 until 10. The countdown is on for the next big thing. What is it? We'll tell you.
All right, let's take the 10th caller right now to win a gift certificate to Janoski's, 412-922-1020. And if you'd like to talk to Doug about gardening, 866-391-1020. Doug.
That's some weird rejoiner music. What the heck was that?
I don't know, man. It's probably being channeled now because of me telling you about this Conan O'Brien podcast with Mick. Listen, I heard this new song in the Stars yesterday. He sounds better today than he did in the 60s.
Yeah, he sounds good.
How's that possible?
I have no idea. There's a lot of good songs on that album. I'm surprised.
But let me ask you something, because we both love radio. We need to start hearing some of these songs, like, instead of on a satellite somewhere. I mean, I think that they're as relevant, they're as good as anybody out there. Green Day, you name it. They're good.
You know how radio has changed.
It has, and I love it. But I'm just saying, but it's also going full circle to where people love talk radio now more than ever. And when we started these so-called lifestyle shows before anything like the Food Network, Home and Garden Network, nobody was doing it. And do you understand that these have become legacy brands? I mean, I can go anywhere. I'm in Ohio.
Wait. Call me a legacy brand again. I like that.
You are. Listen, I can go anywhere. I'm in Ohio the other night helping somebody promote something, and I'm thinking, this guy, Doug, oh, yeah, the organic gardener. They know who you are.
Yeah, that's good.
And he said to me, he said, look, it's an honor to have you here, Rod. I said, it's Rob.
Rob.
I got it, Ron. I got it. But anyway, 866-391-1020. But it's nice to see that Mick still wants to go out and be relevant. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, he's turning 83 here. Why? He says he still has more songs to write, and why? You've written it all. You've done it all, But
how is he so elusive? He doesn't even walk like an old man. Other than the wrinkles on his face, it's like 1964, him singing Fade Away.
Well, his dad was a gym teacher, and I think that stuck with him. He's always working out, so.
But he loves music, too.
Yeah.
Can he play any instruments?
Oh, yeah. He plays guitar and piano for sure.
He can actually, with all
does it on stage.
Wow.
Does it on stage, so, yeah, he can do it.
I love him. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. Well, I want to talk about one of the most hated plants in the world and one of my favorites, the Rose of Sharon, because it's blooming right now, and I tell the story every year about bringing those Rose of Sharon with me from my old garden nearly 30 years ago, because they just have a sentimental value to me. Where this one Rose of Sharon was planted, my kids, when they were little, would be playing basketball, and of course, they'd be roughhousing, and the ball would go banging into the into the tree. And so when I left that garden, that was traumatic. I had been in that garden for 15 years. That was my first garden when I was, moved out of the house. And leaving it was traumatic. Now, the only plants that I know that were from that garden are the Rose of Sharon. I brought two pickup trucks loaded with plants when I moved. And all I remember is all I got left is the Rose of Sharons. And I love them because of when they bloom, and they bloom so easy. The seeds are great for the birds when we get to the winter. And the reason people really hate them is that they make babies. They make little Rose of Sharons everywhere from dropping those seeds. And there is one that I grow that I love called Sugar Tip. And sugar tip is sterile. It doesn't make babies. And so it has these variegated foliage, green and white foliage, which gives you a longer season of interest. You got the kind of cool leaves. And then soon, now my normal Rosa Sharons are in full bloom, but sugar tip's a little later, and we'll have double pink blooms. And I don't know, I just love it. And I have a friend, he used to say, I just don't like Rosa Sharon because it's blooming when everything else isn't blooming. And that's why I love them. I'm enjoying phlox for the first time in years because I've been spraying it with this stuff called Bobex. That's my go-to deer spray. If it's on the plant, they will not eat it. And it sticks really well. And so that's just my thing. Like all these repellents, they all work. They all work a different way. Just when you find something that is a for sure thing, as long as you spray it, that's the biggest problem. And I say it all the time. The biggest problem is I'm letting it go too long and not spraying it, and I start to see some damage. And so I've been so lucky this year that the deer have not got into the vegetable garden. My lilies are just finishing up, but man, I've been posting them on Facebook. If you have Facebook, just go look at this one. It's called Lady Alice, and it was such a wonderful surprise. You're planting all this stuff a year or 6 months before, and it's basically in the heat of battle. You're like, oh, I've got 1,000 daffodils to put in. I've got all these lilies came too, because you see them in the catalog, and you're like, and I must have saw this one in the catalog and said, man, that is the wildest looking lily I've ever seen. And then you plant it. You plant it in this. I have like a long lily bed, and then I'm just walking through the garden, and there it is. It's doing its thing, and it's a wild-looking lily and just so beautiful. And my wife isn't a gardener, but she loves the garden. And when stuff like that happens, I said, come on, you got to look at this flower. It's amazing.
All right, let's say hi to Nancy in Arnold, PA for Doug Oster. Go ahead, Nance. Good morning.
Hi. Okay, I have two questions. All right. I have some kind of weed that invades my garden, and it's like it's a vine with sort of a heart-shaped leaf.
Does it have flowers?
Do you know what it is and how I can get rid of it? Yeah, it does. It does make a flower.
Little purple flowers?
Eventually. Little white.
Little white flowers. I'd have to see it. I'd have to see it for sure. But here's basically what we do for weeds. It's either the worst thing, hand pulling them up, getting them out of there, and depending on what the weed is, how big is the white flower? Does it look like a morning glory?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, bindweed. Well, I'm glad we figured that out. So for bindweed, this is one of the ones we don't want to pull. This is one of the ones where we just want to cut it at the bottom and continual top cutting until it runs out of juice. Basically, the top feeds the bottom. It has these fleshy white roots, and it's a real pain. I've been battling it in one bed for a long time. But if you keep after it and just cut it at the ground every time you see it, it'll eventually exhaust the roots. And I know that sounds hard to do, but if you just go out there today and just snip off at the bottom as many as you can, the plant won't have the energy or the time to grow up again. Yeah, that's bindweed. It's a pain, Nancy. You're going to be battling it for...
it is. I've been battling it for 10 years or more. And it gets everywhere, and it kind of ruins things, too, because one day, now you see it, and,
Wait until the air gets better. Go out there and snip it at the bottom. And every time you see it come up, snip it again, and you'll win the battle. What was your second question, Nancy?
Okay, now I have a gravel driveway, and all these weeds and keep perking up through there. What kind of I want the name of some sort of weed killer that's environmentally friendly.
Okay, there's three things that I'd recommend, and any of the three would work. It's depending what you can find. One is called Burnout. The other one's called Avenger, and then you can purchase a high concentrate of vinegar, 30% or higher. that's much higher than like your food grade vinegar. And for a spot like that, for the driveway where nothing else is growing, that vinegar would do the trick for you. Actually, the fourth thing, and this is probably probably not something you're going to want to do, but how I deal with those is I use a string trimmer and the lowest setting and just cut those weeds to the ground. And I only have to do it, like I have old flagstone patio, and there's all sorts of weeds in there. And like 2 or 3 times a year, I'll go out and just cut them to the ground. In weather like this, when we're having rain all the time, they come back. When we get no rain and hot sun, then they're gone. They're gone. So those are four suggestions for you for the weeds. All right, Nance?
Very good. Yeah.
Thank
good.
you
I
so
like
much.
The vinegar.
Yeah. Good luck with that bindweed.
All right, 866-391-1020. Next hour, fruit recipes, grilled and desserts. We're covering it all coming up on the Coons Cooking Hour.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company. Larger than light. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. News Radio KDKA. Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Quality Foods with 8 locations to serve you a Pittsburgh tradition. Bucks Cleveland, a doubleheader yesterday. First game, new Pittsburgh Pirate Jacob Gonzalez homered, and the Bucks went on to win. Jared Jones gets the victory 7-1. They lost the second game 5-3. They wrap up the series today. Hear all the action 93.7 The Fan. England defeated France 6-4 in a thrilling high-scoring bronze medal final in Miami. And today, it's the World Cup final at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Argentina, the defending champion, takes on Spain. They begin the match on the pitch at 3 o'clock. Riverhouse defeated Louisville yesterday afternoon 3-1. And the Open Championship through 3 rounds, Sam Burns had a third-round 65. He is at 10 under and has a 2-shot lead. And NASCAR goes for the checkered flag today in North Carolina. More sports, 937thefan.com.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series at Heinz Hall, presented by University of Pittsburgh, announces its 26-27 season. 7 evenings to deepen your understanding of the world around you, featuring Anderson Cooper, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, financial journalist Andrew Ross Sorkin, former NASA Administrator Charles Bolden, and the former U.S. Ambassador to China Nicholas Burns. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
Hey, I'm Sam.
And I'm Calvin, with Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks.
Hey, Calvin, you know that feeling when summer's finally on its way? Everybody's outside, grills are going.
Yeah, but that's when you notice what winter did to your home. The deck boards are warped, the roof's missing shingles, the siding's faded.
That's where we come in. No pressure, no surprises. Just good, honest work so you can enjoy the season that you earned.
We're ready when you are. Call the Cousins.
Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks. Call the Cousins.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. Many retailers use a computer program to tell you which mattress to buy after answering a few questions. That's not how finding the right mattress works. At OMF, our associates take the time to understand your specific needs. They'll guide you through our showroom, explain the differences between models, and help you select the right mattress. No computers, no gimmicks, just personal attention and quality mattresses built locally. Visit any showroom and experience the OMF difference for yourself.
Between the daily demands of work, family needs, running a household, and more, you deserve some real relief at the end of the day. At the Original Mattress Factory, we have a wide variety of mattresses that are built to provide the ultimate in comfort and relief when you need it most. Mattresses that are hand-built locally using high-quality materials. Mattresses that are sold factory direct to offer you a great value. Mattresses that are designed to provide real relief to real people like you. Visit an Original Mattress Factory location today and get the rest you deserve tonight.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Bruce, Bruce, Bruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, it's down to just a couple of more minutes in the broadcast with Doug, so if you want to talk gardening, now is the time, 866-391-1020. Here is Ellen in Evans City. Good morning, Ellen.
Good morning. Hi, Doug. You know, I love geraniums, and every year I buy them, and every year I say never again. Because around this time of year, they start getting yellow spots on them or yellow around the edges of the leaves. Then it turns brown, and then I pinch them off, and pretty soon I'm left with nothing but the flowers. What am I doing wrong? I've tried everything.
That's just what they do. Probably a fungal issue with the geraniums. So the trick would be, if it is a fungal issue, I'd have to see what exactly is happening with yours, but oftentimes they get a fungal issue. And so you would use an organic fungicide before you see signs of damage. And that would stop that from happening. But when you have a season like this of a lot of heat and wet, it's really hard to stop that sort of thing. Mulching will help. Are you going to plant geraniums next year?
No, probably not. But I love them. I do love them. But this happens every year.
Yeah, take a look at there's one I really like called Revitalize from Bonide, and it's an organic fungicide. And everything else though is good with your plants. Like you've got fertilizer and good water for them.
With those, I've tried to water them regularly. I've tried to not water them regularly, you know.
First off could be overwatering, it could be poor drainage, or it could be lack of nutrients. That's why I wonder about fertilizing that.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. And
keep the soil evenly moist if you can.
Okay.
And they do naturally shed leaves. That's part of what they do also. But there are a few diseases in there. There's bacterial blight. There's pests. Don't give up on geraniums.
Okay.
Get some fertilizer. Fertilize them. See if they put on some new leaves for you. And there's like newer bred geraniums that might not do that. And so when we do this next year, like I'm still buying geraniums. I'm buying them, like I said, for 99 cents. I'm finding them and I'm sticking them in a container, but I'm feeding them. You gotta feed them. They'll eat up what's in that pot pretty quick. Are they in pots or in the ground?
Yeah, they're in baskets, hanging baskets.
Yeah. And how big is the hanging basket? Would you say 12 inches or bigger?
Yeah, I'd say about at least 12 inches. Yeah.
All right, I'm reversing my decision. I'm saying let's go with fertilizer. With a small basket like that is the issue.
Okay.
Find a good liquid organic fertilizer, and every nursery will have one, and it's a concentrate usually, and you can mix that with some water, and just about every time you water, feed that geranium, and I think that's going to make a difference. And if it does make a difference, call me back and let me know, because I want to hear. I want to hear, and because I don't want you to give up on geraniums. So start doing that as soon as you can, and I think that's going to make a big difference in that hanging basket. Like whenever I buy a hanging basket, and I'm getting them cheap now, I'm putting them into a bigger hanging basket so that I can put new soil in there, and I don't have to water as often. That's what my guess is. It's a combination of watering and fertilizing, but probably mostly fertilizing. And just keep it on evenly moist, not too wet, not too dry, and you'll be okay. And then you'll call back and you'll say, I love geraniums now, and I'm going to plant them every year.
Okay.
All right. Let me know how it goes.
All right. Thanks so much. I'll give it a try. Thank you.
Thank you.
So how do you feel when you give advice and sometimes it doesn't work? Is it still better to try than do nothing at all?
Oh, definitely. And sometimes I don't have the right advice. So that happens sometimes too. If you can't see the plant, that makes all the difference. When you see how the plant is yellowing, you can tell right off the bat if it's a fungal issue or a nutrient deficiency or overwatering, underwatering. Geraniums in general are pretty easy, but when you have them in those little hanging baskets, will kill you. Hey, let's try and get Lee on real quick here before we end the show.
All right, Lee, go ahead. You're on KDK.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. You were talking about roses of Sharon. I've got millions of them, but I actually have them in places that I don't want them, like coming up through my stone sidewalk and driveway things. How do I eliminate them? They're like next to impossible to try to pull out by the root or something like that.
How about
away from me?
How about string trimmer?
I would have to lobe shear them. That's how thick the bases are on them.
Oh, yeah. There's no easy way to do it. Then I would try and get a string trimmer that uses those real thick. What is it? A string trimmer? The plastic, whatever it's called. Twine, the thicker one, and get them as soon as they come up. That will make a big difference for you, and that's why people hate Rose of Sharon, because it throws those seeds everywhere. They come up everywhere. I don't have that problem. My Rose of Sharon, they're over a bed, but all the other stuff in the bed seems to cover up the Rose of Sharon, and I'm string trimming that. There's a walkway up towards the pool that all these Rose of Sharons are at. And I just weed whack them when they're little, and that solves the problem for me. So that's how I would do it anyway. Remember, organic gardeners, you make our world brighter and safer with each seed you sow and every garden you grow.
All right, there he goes, Doug. Stay with us. Lots more to come today on KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
And we are honored to have with us Senator Kim Ward, fresh off a budget for the state of Pennsylvania.
Senator Ward, I'm curious to know about something that didn't happen, which the regulation and taxation of these so-called skill games. What happened that it didn't get done?
Well, I would kind of like to know that, too.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Hey, cut your own flowers coming up Saturday, July 25th, just days away at Janoski's in Clinton from 9 a.m. to noon. $15 a cup. We want you to bring your own snips or scissors. And remember, it's all happening on Saturday, July 25th. That's this coming Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon. And don't forget, the Garden Center, Greenhouse, and Janoski's open 7 days a week and getting ready to open in just 2 minutes. That's Janoski's. All roads lead to Janoski's, Route 30 in Clinton.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal, too. Right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends August 3rd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
The certified elder law attorneys at Julian Gray Associates understand the rules of long-term care and disability. They help families avoid mistakes and protect assets to maintain the best lifestyle options. You don't have to do this alone. Visit grayelderlaw.com.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, contact NICB at reportinsurancefraud.org. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 70 degrees Pittsburgh International at 8 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. The National Weather Service in Pittsburgh says there were 2 tornadoes that were confirmed from Saturday's storms. One of the tornadoes in Westmoreland County, the other in Jefferson County. The National Weather Service says they'll be surveying the area where the tornado struck in Jefferson County later today. That's near Somerville. And on Monday, they'll survey the tornado site in Westmoreland County. That's near Latrobe. As for the weather today, our area could see some smoke from the Canadian wildfires, but it won't be as thick as it was on Thursday and Friday. We'll stay in that code yellow classification, which is the moderate air quality level. And we'll have the complete AccuWeather forecast for Sunday and beyond coming up. Allegheny County Police continue to investigate a Saturday night shooting in Wilkinsburg. It happened around 11 o'clock. Police say a woman was found shot inside of a vehicle on McNary Boulevard. No word on her condition. A suspect, police say, was arrested at the scene. Well, a restaurant in Shadyside damaged by a fire. This happened Saturday morning around 7:45 at the Fujiya Ramen restaurant on South Aiken Avenue. No one was injured. Cause of the fire is under investigation. The U.S. responding to an Iranian attack, killing at least 2 American troops at a base in Jordan Saturday, and the Pentagon launching new airstrikes overnight. Let's get the latest from ABC's Marcus Moore.
In these new American strikes, CENTCOM saying the U.S., quote, targeted Islamic Revolutionary Guard forces that launched those attacks in Jordan. Video circulating online appears to show multiple projectiles raining down from the night sky. The moment that base was hit, 4 injured service members were taken to hospitals in Jordan and later released. Several others suffered minor injuries and have returned to duty.
KDK Radio News Time, it's 8:02. The AccuWeather forecast coming up next.
In Pittsburgh, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 25 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Pittsburgh. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC.
Been 30, time would have been 30, no, would have been 30, being 30, been 29, if that'll help, been 29,000, being 7, would have been 9.
Get ready to bid on the equipment you need in the Ritchie Brothers Northeast Regional Auction on August 4th. Inventory is housed at locations in Pittsburgh, North Franklin, and Northeast Maryland, with in-person inspections available. Bid on a wide selection of construction and transportation equipment. Don't miss this great opportunity. Visit rbauction.com/Pittsburgh to sign up. Again, that's rbauction.com/Pittsburgh.
80 million listeners depend on AM radio to always be on, delivering news, sports, talk, traffic, and weather reports you can trust. AM radio also delivers vital emergency information when you need it most. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act to keep AM radio in cars.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwyck Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings lower humidity with sunshine, a few clouds at times, and reduced air quality thanks to wildfire smoke with a high of 79, but it clears out for tonight with a low of 57, with some hazy sun for tomorrow and a high of 82, followed by a wetter and cloudy Tuesday with a couple of showers and a gusty thunderstorm, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. This is the Coons Cooking Hour. The crew from Coons Market are here. It's the great food you grew up with and the recipes that make Pittsburgh someplace special.
All right, 866-391-1020, number to dial. So fruit recipes, grilled fruit, of course, you can actually do that too. Things on the grill and desserts, your favorite summertime desserts. That's our topic of conversation today. First come, first serve. We're going to get you on the air right away with those recipes. And if you call in with a recipe, you know how it works. Someone's going to get a $25 gift certificate before the hour is up. So don't wait. Don't put it off. 866-391-1020. All sorts of great summer savings underway at Coons Market. Also, backyard barbecue savings, some things you're going to want to look at when we get to July 22nd. Frank, it's already coming up on the final 2 weeks of July. Where has time gone? Good morning.
I told you this last week. It's almost Christmas. That's how fast time goes by as you get older.
But every day that I'm in Coons Markets, it's Christmas, okay? I absolutely love what's happening in the stores, and I want to give your deli a little bit of credit at all the stores, because I was in Hopewell, I was in McKnight this week. I don't know anybody that has a deli like Coons Market. Talk about your amazing delis, if you could, please.
Well, you know, we work hard to keep it staffed. That's the number one thing that's always a struggle, and it's not, you know, people. It's hard. You're dealing direct with the consumers, with the public, and you know you're face to face. And some of the younger people don't want to do that right now. You know getting someone who has the right personality and then making sure you can keep them around and you know, which we've been blessed to be able to do. And that's the first thing, is just having the right people that can communicate with the customer and talk to them whenever they want to place an order, or, you know, when you're selling them a salad, well, what's exactly in this salad, or what would you pair this salad with? Or, you know, talking about the different lunch meats, like Boar's Head, that gets lots of questions. What's different about Boar's Head? You know, do you have any local meats? You know, do you sell Silver Star? Do you sell, you know, of course we sell Isley's, you know, but, you know, what kind of cheese would you have with this? All those kind of questions, it takes an experienced clerk to do. And doing that training whenever we hire them, and making sure we had them and make sure they're working not only smart and they're good with the customers, but also safe. We don't want anyone getting hurt, you know, so we go through all those trainings for those first couple weeks, and then ongoing of always making sure that when we have something new, just educating them. But the other part of it is, you know, doing things more the way they've been done forever, and suddenly other companies want to change things. You know, there's some change that's good, but, you know, the normal salads people are looking for, and you didn't buy them, you know, we're not buying in a lot of salads that are made, you know, months ago. You know, most of our salads are made there right in the store, and we produce them every day. Potato salad's one of our top selling items, not just as a salad, but as a top item in the entire deli, and it even works its way into the entire store. It's that, you know, we go through a lot of potato salad, but beyond potatoes, maca salad, the tuna salad, linguine salads, the different pasta salads, you know, and now we've been doing a better job at doing tossed salads that we do for grab and go, those kind of things, and then expanding on our meal programs where we have meals for one or two people, you know, that you can just pop in and heat them up in the oven or microwave at home. so that you don't have to spend the time cooking when you don't have the time to cook. When people have busy plans. We have everyone now, after the 4th of July, people start looking at going back to school. Like, the kids hate to hear that. But, back to school is coming up. Parents don't like it much either because it's expensive, to start getting all the school supplies. And, you have some kids that are just starting in the high school. Some are just starting elementary school. Some are going in the first grade. Some kindergarten. Some going in their first year of college. There's a lot to be spent there. And using the deli at those times when you are busy so that you don't have to worry about it too much. And then, kids going off to college, teaching your kids that are going off to college, it's a lot cheaper to eat at home and cooking in the dorm, and what foods to grab that you can have just as snacks that aren't going to, break your bank because you only have so much money coming in, when you're first starting off and you're in college. So a lot of those kind of things. But our deli provides a lot. It's basically become a small restaurant within the store. And, the whole store itself depends on that. Where do you think our employees eat? They eat over in the delis. Mm-hmm. So and we're always testing new items. We're always testing new things. I'm always reading. I read continuously, just looking at trends in the industry. I get so many emails on different companies in the industry, different market reports from the industry. And I'm always looking for something, so that our delis and our stores in general can stay up to date and looking towards the future at all times, as the public changes, as new items come and food trends change, making sure that, things stay relevant, and so far so good. It's worked out I think it's done pretty well, through the years of being able to keep up on and all that. And I'd put a lot of our products up against the best in the world, not just here in Pittsburgh. Our fried chicken is second to none. We sell so much of it. We sell those 2-foot hoagies is another one. Our potato salad is, tried and true through the years. And it's people ask, the secret, what's the secret? What's the secret? What's the secret? It's just making it all the time nice and fresh with fresh ingredients. Use the best quality that you can.
Well, here's the thing. And I just had to sit down with his sister, who's the CEO of the company, Jody Zima, and you can see it now on my Facebook. It's on my TikTok page. It's a YouTube channel, and it's Instagram. It's doing really, really well. Thousands and thousands of views. And we talked about local, and I wanted to get Frankie some airtime here to talk about it as well, because there's a lot of things happening in the grocery business. But another reason why we do so well, because our delis are all doing this stuff every single day with employees who have been with the company for a while, some a little longer, some new, but they're all learning what the tradition of Coons Market is about, fresh, daily products. So being local, being able to do what we do in the deli, that's another advantage of being local, and we are the last one standing, Coons Market, Frankie.
Yeah, and it's just continuing on with what's part of our name is quality. Use quality ingredients. Use the stand and true recipes, always testing things first before you're bringing them out, making sure it's the right amount of what people are looking for. You always have to have enough movement to be able to keep it fresh. If it's not something that you can sell fast enough and keep it fresh, you can't sell it. You cannot sell a substandard product. So it's always making sure it's up to our own standards. And then the ultimate tester for us is our customer. We go back and look at data. We go back and talk to our customers at the deli counters. That a lot of that information gets relayed all the way back up to us, and making sure that we're always on top of our game. If someone has a complaint, we're going to find out what's wrong. What happened? Is it a legitimate complaint, or people sometimes someone just doesn't like a recipe, but a lot of times it is something legit that got changed in the store by accident, and we need to go back and address it. So that's what we do. And making sure that we're always being, again, innovative and bringing out what the customer wants. Because, not a lot of times the customer is not going to come to you and tell you. They're just not going to come back. That's their way of telling you. And you want to avoid that. First I want to give the customers that open honesty in front of the customer, in front of the employee, to be able to state what they think, But if not, you can see that in the data, in the sales, when things start dropping off, you see something's obviously wrong, and we react to that. That's why we're close to the store. My sisters and I are close into the stores, being in the stores, talking to the employees, having meetings up at our corporate office with supervisors and managers to get that information back to us as quickly and reliably as possible. And that's how you keep it growing. And don't forget where you live. Don't forget where you are. Focusing on those Pittsburgh items. the things that people are looking for all the time here in Pittsburgh, that, are made here. Silver Star is a good representation of that. It's an item that you don't really see here outside of Pittsburgh, but it's still a very important item. And if we were to slack off on that, what other deli are they going to pick up Silver Star products that they do want and they do buy all the time? So, we want to make sure that we keep those kind of things growing beyond just, everyone hears about Isley's, but there's other things in the background. We recently had picked up some of the items from Smith's Provisions because people coming, they travel up the area, they have friends up in the area looking for those items down here, and we go ahead and try them out here to make sure that we have the sales for it and that customer demands not just one or two people, and you find things. Another one that we had found, Cooper's American Cheese, which is from, the east of Pennsylvania, and, bringing those Cooper's American in, and people, not just the ones that knew about it, but you start hearing spread of word and you start seeing the sales, not just customers telling you, but you see it actually selling. So those kind of things, and focusing on that, never lose focus of always what the customer's looking for, what your local communities each want, which is why one of our stores has different nuances in it, because we really cater to that community and listen to our employees themselves who live in the community of what people are looking for. And as we we'll continue to do that, we will be still a strong force. We're, the only independent chain of grocery stores here in Pittsburgh, and we continue to keep growing and innovating to be able to stay relevant, and not only relevant, but keeps, sometimes we're introducing things that people haven't seen and want. So.
All right, sounds good. 866-391-1020. So explain to the audience what we're talking about today. Go ahead, Frank.
Well, we're talking about different ways to fruits and desserts. So fruits, either cooking them on the grill or using them as toppings on like burgers, like a pineapple, grilled pineapple, or a peach put on top of a burger. Or you don't have to go with burger. You can go with the chicken breast. We sell a thin sliced fresh chicken breast in our meat departments where you don't have to pound it out. It's already been sliced down thinner, and you can go and use that for a grilled chicken sandwich. You grill up the chicken breast, cooks less time, so you don't have to worry about the safety and cooking it all the way, making it's easier to cook all the way through because it's thinner, and use that for, put a nice grilled peach on there, or break it down, cook it down almost like a jam where you can use it as a glaze over something, whether it's chicken and pork, works good as well. Pork tenderloins and one of those, that work well. Or if you grab like an orange marmalade and put it on top of that pork tenderloin at the end of its roasting time, 5-10 minutes, you get a whole nother flavor that that caramelizes and gets glazed on top of there. So it's not always the fresh fruits. You can always use the jellies and jams. Fruit's not in season, but you can go over to the Bellevue products. They have a wonderful line of jams and marmalades and jellies that are out of this world. And that's what we talk about with local, things that are available here in Pittsburgh. And you look at, a lot of people, that's Bellevue products. How good is it? Is it really good? Yes, it's top notch. It's better than I would say all of those national brands and all their pickled products as well, between the pickles themselves and pickled vegetables, all those kind of things. And they even have private label on the, about the mustard line, of course.
Right.
They have a good steak sauce, for reasonable prices, and just great products. And utilizing that plus desserts, of course, because during any picnic you're going to, any of those things, someone bringing desserts, usually on the potluck, the desserts the one that come the most.
All right, 866-391-1020. Chuck Shaler, tequila lime kebabs. Sounds good. We'll talk to him about that. But you know what we're discussing? Fruits, grill or not, recipes, and things that you may make on the grill, along with some fabulous desserts, too. How it all mixes and matches just perfectly when it comes to your menu. Want to hear from you now. 866-391-1020.
Now more than ever, we're the station you can trust for the information you need. KDKA.
Suffering from peripheral neuropathy? Learn how over 15,000 sufferers regained their comfort, mobility, and quality of life with Tri-State Neuropathy Center's successful treatment plan that is FDA-cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free. Here's Sean Ritchie, D.C., and Tri-State's founder about one of their many satisfied patients.
Rick from Irwin suffered for 14 years with peripheral neuropathy from an autoimmune disorder. He was super skeptical when he came in. He'd been going to doctor after doctor, and they told him there was nothing that could be done. After qualifying Rick for our program, utilizing our FDA-approved, most powerful equipment on the market today that's non-invasive, no surgeries, no drugs, we were able to get him almost 100%.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers helped Rick. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000 for a free consultation. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, my man Carlos from Greater Pitt Tree Service is going to be in studio next hour. Looking forward to the time we're going to spend with him coming up shortly. And today's storm damage, who pays for it and why? You, them, or homeowners insurance. Important terms in your policy. Know them all with Carlos, Greater Pitt Tree Service, in studio next hour on KDKA. Here's Chuck in Shaler. Hey, Chuck, how you doing?
All right, guys. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning.
I'm more wide awake than usual. I tell you what, I'm getting into this retirement gig.
There you go.
I did all my shopping Thursday. I made my dish for today on Friday, and I got to go to bed at a decent time on Saturday instead of working late in the night, getting the stuff ready for the show. And I tell you what, it's nice. It's really nice.
Sleep can do a lot of good, can it?
Oh, yeah. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go.
There you go. So that's a concoction you made. I mean, I'm looking at that photo. That's a masterpiece. Tell me about that.
Well, because I had time to make it. So I did a couple things here. I made my kebabs. First I got a fresh pineapple, and I hollowed it out because I wanted to save the pineapple for a container for my last part of this dish, and cut up the pineapple. Then I wanted to make a guacamole, so I fire roasted some avocados, red onion, and red Fresno peppers. I never had them before, but they're really good. And lemons and limes, and I put a little bit of tahini on them. So while that was growing, I got my shrimp, and I marinated it in tequila. And I made my kebabs with shrimp, pineapple, shallots, tomatoes, and little mini peppers. Most people don't know peppers and tomatoes are actually classified as the fruit. And then I double skewered them. I like using the double skewers. It's a lot easier to turn them over, and you're not poking a big hole through them. And I put a little bit of olive oil and a little tahini on them, squirted some of the fresh lemon and lime, grilled them out. And then when those were done, I used I made a fresh guacamole. And so with the roasted, the flavors are just so much bolder when you roasted all the stuff. With the red onions and limes, the avocados and the red onion, I chopped them up, mashed them up, put a little tahini, a little salt and pepper in there. But it wasn't like that green, gooky guacamole. It had some texture to it, had some flavor to it. Because I finished it off. And then for the last thing, I had the hollowed pineapple. So I had some leftover pineapple. I put it back in there, and I filled up with some bourbon and let that marinate for a little bit. So after we got done eating, you pull out a little bit of the pineapple, put it in the glass, pull a little bit of bourbon in there, a little bit of seltzer, a little squeeze of fresh orange. It was a nice little summer evening drink after you eat all that food.
Oh, that's excellent. There's nothing better than a fresh guacamole, too. That chunkiness to it and the flavors, just as they're starting to build after you mix it, just a great taste.
Chuck, you outdid yourself.
Oh, it was good. It was good because I'm not a big guacamole fan, but I'm going to make that again. I'm definitely going to make that again.
So what are you doing this week? Anything? You're going to have a little time to prepare? What's some of the things on the menu for this week?
Well, today I'm probably do some liver damage because my former customers are having a retirement party for me today on my route. So I'm going to go down there and do that. Oh, yeah, I love my customers. They love me. It was hard to leave, but it was time to go.
Well, you're
saying... Oh, yeah, I'm going to be making everything this week. And but last week you had a caller, Rush.
Yeah.
He wanted to make a grilled cheese sandwich.
Right.
On the grill.
Right.
So I'm going to give him an easy and safe recipe that he can experiment with. But I think this would probably work pretty good for him. Take your grill, heat up to 350. Once you get to 350, let it sit there for about 10 minutes because you want to get them grates nice and hot. So get your grilled cheese sandwich. You got to put butter on the outside of it though if you want it to brown up. Put it 1 minute on one side, flip it over, put it 1 minute on the other side, wrap it in a piece of foil, throw it back on, and shut the grill off, and let it sit there for about 5 minutes so all that cheese gets like really ooey and gooey inside. And I think he should be able to pull that off pretty easily.
Yeah, it's a good tip too. Now you brown the outside just doesn't, without having to cook all the cheese out. That's what ends up happening if you don't put the foil and turn it off.
Right, because if you cook it too long, then the bread's going to get too crunchy. You don't want rock hard bread on there. But then he can experiment. He might want to go a little higher, a little lower, maybe cook it a minute and a half until he gets the desired, brownness and lines on there. But that should be hot enough for them. That grates are hot enough to give him the nice lines on the grilled cheese without overdoing the toast. And then just let it sit on a hot grate for a couple of minutes, and he should be good to go.
All right, Chuck, before we let you go, what's your cheese of choice? If you're making a hamburger, what brand do you like and what flavor?
Well, I like all kinds of stuff. Probably the Baby Lorraine Swiss is probably my favorite, with Swiss and some bacon on there.
Oh, man.
Fresh lettuce, tomato, toasted bun, maybe a pickle.
So good you have to make two.
Oh, absolutely. Never just have one.
There you go. Well, listen, hey, have one for us today at your retirement party. Job well done. Give the customers a high five because of you working and calling and cooking, you ended up on this show, and we really appreciate you, okay?
All right, guys. I love this show, and I'll be looking forward to next week's challenge.
All right, there you go.
Thank you. Enjoy that party today.
I showed you that picture. Pretty impressive.
I figured he was on the beach down in Florida somewhere or Hawaii.
Listen, man, I know he enjoys retirement, but someday he'll look back and say those were the best years of his life, man. It's all about
without the time he put in, too. There's a lot of people that he met through the years that he never would have met elsewhere at any other time.
Exactly.
That's why I'm against a lot of the work at home and all that. You work at home the whole time. You don't even get those relationships. You retire alone. You work alone, you retire alone.
Listen, when I work alone, sometimes I actually answer myself. All right, we'll take a break. Stay with us. News, and then we're coming back. Carlos coming up next hour in studio today. Greater Pitt Tree Service.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Now that I'm retired, I'm worried about making ends meet. Food, medicine, and rent cost more every day. And that's why I used benefitscheckup.org. It connected me to an extra $1,000 a month. Benefitscheckup.org is a free service from the National Council on Aging. In a few clicks, older adults like me can see if they might qualify for money-saving programs. If you're on a fixed income, benefitscheckup.org might help you too. For free, visit today.
Supported by the U.S. Administration for Community Living.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life, your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 67 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 8:30. I'm Rob Taylor. Allegheny County Police are investigating after a woman was found shot inside her vehicle in Wilkinsburg. It happened late Saturday night around 11:30 at McNary Boulevard and Payden Street. She was transported to a local hospital. No word on her condition this morning. Police say a suspect, though, was arrested at the scene. National Weather Service out of Pittsburgh confirmed 2 tornadoes hit our area yesterday in the storms. One in Westmoreland County, one in Jefferson County. National Weather Service says they'll be surveying the area where the tornado struck in Jefferson County near Somerville today, and they'll survey the tornado site in Westmoreland County near Latrobe on Monday. As for the weather today, our area still could see some smoke lingering from the Canadian wildfires, but not as thick as it was on Thursday and Friday. We'll stay in that code yellow air quality level classification. That's moderate. We'll have the complete AccuWeather forecast coming up. The Phrygia ramen restaurant in Shadyside was damaged by a fire. It happened Saturday morning around 7:45 at a restaurant on South Aiken Avenue in Shadyside. No one was injured. Right now, the cause of the fire under investigation. Well, at the World Cup, England defeated France 6-4 Saturday for a third-place finish. Now all eyes turn to 3 o'clock today. That's going to be the World Cup final at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And with a preview, it's ABC's Christiane Cordero.
The stage is set for a championship Sunday unlike ever before. New Jersey hosting Spain and Argentina. Winner takes all. It's the first World Cup match between the two countries in 60 years and pits teenage sensation Lamine Yamal against veteran superstar Lionel Messi. Messi shrugging off the pressure while speaking to fans in New York this weekend, saying he treats it as something natural.
And the Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership announcing that the Sunday hours today for Picklesburg have been extended. It's going to be from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. downtown. The annual Picklesburg Festival extending their hours today. KDK Radio News Time. It's 8:32. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. One of our guiding principles is to provide great beds at a great value. Our goal is to prove this to our customers every single day. We believe in producing quality mattresses in our factory and selling them directly to you, eliminating the middleman markup. You can rest easy knowing that you're getting a hand-built mattress at a real value. Stop by a location near you. We're confident that you'll be able to see and feel the OMF difference for yourself. Learn more at originalmattress.com.
This summer, your passport isn't required. Welcome to Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Inspired by the color and energy of Tokyo's vibrant sushi scene, these limited-time creations bring bold flavors in every bite. Discover new sushi rolls, steak tataki, and lobster and prawn fried rice inspired by one of the world's most exciting food destinations. Cruise through Tokyo, one roll at a time aboard our sushi boat with wave after sushi wave of unforgettable taste. Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Your journey to Tokyo starts here.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings sunshine much of the time with lower humidity, but wildfire smoke may reduce the air quality and lead to areas of haze with a high of 79. Then clear tonight with a low of 57, followed by occasional hazy sun tomorrow and a high of 82, with more clouds on Tuesday, more humidity, and a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, here we go, right to the phones. It's Pat in Economy. We're talking fruit recipes, grilling or not, and desserts of all kinds. 866-391-1020. Hi, Pat. How are you? Good morning.
I'm good, thank you. Good morning to both of you. Before I give you my recipe, I want to tell Frank that I had stopped about a week ago at Coons in Hopewell because they had their pork steaks on sale, and I bought a package because I'm alone. I just bought one that had a couple of pork steaks in it, but they were the very best pork steaks I have ever had in my life.
Wow.
And I'm 86 years old.
That's
so,
great. Thanks for the
They were
call.
wonderful. I found a recipe for smothered pork steaks, and it was delicious, and I froze one of them, so I have it for later, too. But anyway, my recipe today, I had entered in a contest some years ago and won a $100 gift card with it. It's called Cha-Cha Cherry and Black Bean Summer Salad with grilled sausage. And use a 12-ounce package of a fully cooked sausage, whatever is your choice. Like they have some of the seasoned fully cooked sausages now, and broths or smoked sausage, whatever you like. A 1 15-ounce can of black beans, rinsed and well-drained, a cup of fresh, sweet, dark cherries, pitted and halved, like they are in season right now, a 1/3 cup of sweet onion chopped, a 1/4 cup of celery chopped, 2 tablespoons of red bell pepper chopped, a 1/3 cup of mango nectar, 1 tablespoon of canola oil, 1 teaspoon of molasses, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a tablespoon of garlic and herb seasoning blend, and 2 tablespoons of chopped cilantro, which is optional. Some people don't like it. But you grill the sausage for about 6 or 7 minutes and cool to room temperature, then slice diagonally into 1/2 inch pieces and set aside. In a medium large bowl, combine the black beans, the halved cherries, onions, celery, red bell pepper, and sausage pieces. In a small bowl, whisk together the mango nectar, canola oil, molasses, Dijon mustard, and the seasoning blend. Pour over the black bean mixture and mix, and garnish with chopped cilantro if desired. Serve at room temperature. Makes about 4 servings.
That's different, too. That's something definitely to try.
It's the way I like to use the cherries when they're in season, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit hearty because it has the sausage in it, too. A little bit different.
Yeah, that sweetness with the cherries really adds something to the sausage, you know.
Yes.
That'd definitely be one. That's one I'm trying. I know that.
Okay, thank you.
Before you go, Pat, what made it so good, the pork that you got? What was the difference? Go ahead.
It didn't even taste to me like the old pork steaks that I used to get. I hadn't bought them in a long time. And when I saw they were on sale, I thought, and I was over in the vicinity, and I thought, oh, I'm going to get myself some pork steaks. They were meaty. I mean, they were just wonderful. I just couldn't believe it. In fact, they were so large that one of them lasted me for 2 meals, and then I froze the other one so that I'll have it later, But, they were the best. I mean, I never had pork steaks that meaty before. Sometimes they were so thin, and these are delicious.
So what's your favorite dessert to prepare? We'll let you go after you tell us. What's your favorite?
That's funny, but I don't know. I love to make almost anything, but I had a recipe for a very, very rhubarb cobbler. Now, I do make it every spring when rhubarb's in season because Ready Whip had a contest many, many years ago that I entered, and I won the grand prize. I won $5,000 for a cobbler recipe.
Wow. Jay. Way to go, Pat.
Thanks. No, it was a fun time entering those contests for almost 20 years. Most of them don't even exist anymore, but it was fun. I got many trips to cities I would have never gone to except by entering these contests.
Didn't you win one for Pillsbury one year?
I got to go, but I never won their money. And I went 3 times to the Pillsbury Bake Off.
How much cash do you think you've won?
Well, I kept the record of the value of trips and the money, because they valued everything. Right. And it added up to over $50,000.
Nice. Just for doing something you love.
I'm a foodie person, and I was lucky my husband ate everything. I mean, anything I prepared. One time, he walked in the kitchen, and I was preparing something. I couldn't talk. And he goes, is this a contest? I said, our life's a contest.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah, just doing something you love to do.
Absolutely, and I still love to cook. I like to cook even for myself or for friends. It's just my hobby. I love doing it.
Nothing better than cooking, for sure. Hey, listen.
For sure.
Hey, good stuff, Pat. And listen, you may see me in the Hopewell store someday. If you do, come over and say hi, okay?
Okay. I remember you from when I worked for WNBA.
Oh, my goodness gracious. That wasn't that.
Yeah, I was the first Yankee trader they had.
Before Barb.
Oh, way before. It was in the early 70s.
Wow. Well, was I there? No, I don't think I ever worked with you, but I worked there in the...
No, you didn't work with me, but I remember you coming in.
Ruth Johnson and Diane Brown.
I knew Diane.
Great lady.
That station reminded me of WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh, listen, above that tire garage, are you kidding me? Every year when they were putting the snow tires on, it would be like this. And this is Rob. You'd hear that. But it was.
I know.
And that's where I cut my teeth. That's where I cut my teeth. I
was considered their women's director.
Listen, back in the day. That was a big station. I mean, it still is, but I mean, back in the day, you had Ambridge, WNBA, then obviously BVP, Beaver Falls.
Yeah.
They were highly listened to. Very important stuff.
Well, and they were rivals at that time.
I know.
That owner, John Bride, was a character in himself.
I loved him. I loved John Bride. He was a good guy. I remember when we moved the station, Frankie, from the garage to up in Old Economy Village. He said, we're going to do this together. He showed up. He put on a pair of white gloves, and guess who did all the lifting? not John Bride.
The white gloves were still nice and white.
I was gone by that time. I only worked up at the tire place. So.
He was a good guy. Listen, Pat, great hearing from you, okay?
Thank you.
All right, boy. Now, I want, because she's like speaking very precise and, handling herself real well. Listen, this Yankee Trader show, WKRP, basically buy, sell, and trade. Mm-hmm. Except mattresses and firearms. That was the only thing you could. But it was the coolest show, man. And every little market had one of them. Buy, sell, and trade. And it was like a flea market on the radio. It was pretty cool.
That's pretty neat on the. I think I've heard that before. A while, not It was a little while back.
You know what?
But not in the 70s. I was like 1, 2.
But what I was the star of the one in Ohio. Are you ready? Swap Shop.
There you go.
I did Swap Shop, and we had a guy, God bless him, Bob Gray, who used to do a country western show in a laundromat in Chester, West Virginia. I'm telling you, you can't write this stuff. And one of my first jobs in Ohio, I ran the board. They actually did this country western show. They moved it into the studio in East Liverpool, Ohio. And it was a production. He could sing. People would come in and dance. Man, I got to tell you, we had a lot of fun back in the day.
Shows like that even today would probably boom just because of the price of goods.
But, listen, KDKA, they had an orchestra in this place at one time. They did live singing, live dancing, live variety, live storytelling. We have a theater here with Odyssey. We're still doing live stuff. And obviously the Odyssey brand, we have concerts. I'm telling you, radio is as cool today and as popular today as it ever has been. All right, Michelle, Penn Hills, you stay right where you're at. We're going to come back, talk to you in just a couple of moments. We're talking fruits. We're talking desserts. We're talking grilling those fruits. And anything on your mind when it comes to that dear old grill, we'd love to hear from you. 866-391-1020. Like to get some summer desserts before we get out of here at the top of the hour. So give us a call. Someone's going to take home a $25 gift certificate courtesy of Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Summer storms can spell disaster for your roof and more. At Home Genius Exteriors, we stop the damage before it starts. Call now during our summer savings event and get 50% off materials for your new roof. Plus, get no interest and no payments till 2027. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Lose weight. Alex Goen patented hypnosis, the only weight loss method in America proven useful by the U.S. Patent Office because it reprograms your subconscious, engineered to kill cravings, emotional eating, late night fridge attacks, full on half the food so you lose the weight, no matter what you tried before. Engineered to work. Only $59.99 or your money back. Weight loss seminar Thursday, July 23rd. Doubletree by Hilton Green Tree, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking 8 p.m. Arrive early. Sign up at alexgoen.com. Goen. That's alexgoen.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, we got a little time in our final break before we got to take it and come back and draw this week's winner. So if you want to get in on that possibility of that gift certificate, you got to give us a call. Next hour, Carlos, Greater Pitt Tree Service, and here's Michelle in Penn Hills. Busy morning on the phone lines. Hey, Michelle.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me. This is a fruit pizza recipe. My grandkids go crazy for it. So you take a pizza pie pan and you spray it with Pam, and you mix up some sugar cookies, whether it's a scratch recipe or if you get, one out of the refrigerated section. Anyway, you take the sugar cookie raw dough and you flatten it in the pan. Make it all as even as you possibly can and bake at 350 until golden. And then you cool it. Then you have your cream cheese that you have softened, 8 ounces of cream cheese, a third cup of powdered sugar, and a half teaspoon of vanilla. And that's your, like say, cheese for the pizza. But it's spread that on top of there. near close to the edge of the crust like you would a pizza. Then you have fruit, and you can pick whatever you want. I generally happen to do it around a patriotic holiday, so I'll do strawberries and blueberries. And then with the cream cheese, you have your red, white, and blue. So you just arrange it really pretty on there, and they get a kick out of that. But you can do maraschino cherries, strawberries, blueberries, kiwis, peaches, pineapple chunks, whatever you want. You just have to make sure that when you clean your fruit and like the strawberries, I half them, put them on paper towels and let them dry really good so that they're not leaving any moisture on top of the cream cheese. Then you just refrigerate it, and when you serve it, you just cut it like pieces of pizza.
No, that's wonderful. You know, you're using, nature's candy. So a little better for you,
Yeah.
and some extra fibers, and a great taste, quite honestly. That sounds really good.
Blueberries aren't used enough. Everybody thinks you just grab a handful of them, but boy, you can really work them into a lot of things, can you not, Michelle?
Oh, yeah, I've bought a lot of blueberries this year, and I'll throw them in my yogurt. I mean, you can make smoothies. There's just so much you can do with them.
Yeah, I love the summertime desserts, man.
Yeah, we used to pick
the fruits.
Yeah, we used to go up with my grandma in her cabin near Seven Springs, my mom's side, and pick blueberries and blackberries from up there. So I know the work behind it and how much it took to make her jam. Oh, my goodness. We were there all day picking.
Listen, when you're a kid, you think, Michelle and Frank, you think about the things you used to do in the summer. So I remember one summer, my buddy and I, we raided our freezer, and we took these little containers of Cool Whip. And we just basically sat and ate an entire container of Cool Whip. I absolutely love to this day. I'm telling you, I could put Cool Whip. And some people like Ready Whip, and it's okay. But, man, you got to understand, when Cool Whip came on the market when we were kids, that was like a delicacy. And those containers were used for sauce, for soup. We would put them in the freezer. They lived on forever. So do you like Cool Whip or Ready Whip? What's your favorite, Michelle, or does it matter?
For pumpkin pie, I like the Ready Whip, but Cool Whip for a lot of other recipes. Like when you make dirt cake. My husband likes Cool Whip right out of the freezer with his strawberries if we don't have any vanilla ice cream.
What's dirt cake?
It's where you grind up Oreos, and I have a specific terracotta flower pot that I bought just for that. I put an Oreo in the bottom where the hole is, and then you layer it with the crumbled up Oreos that you've put in the food processor, and then you mix, actually, Cool Whip and pudding. I can't remember what else. I'd have to call that one into you. But you keep layering the Cool Whip mixture with the pudding, usually vanilla pudding, and then the Oreos. And then on the top, you put gummy worms, so it looks like worms are coming out of the dirt. And then I have a fake flour I stick down in it. So it's really fun, too. And then I have a sand shovel, and I use the sand shovel for serving.
Listen, I would have crushed that as a kid. That sounds so good.
That's delicious.
Yeah, it's better when it's freshly made, but you can eat it leftover, but it's great too.
I love it. Hey, listen, thank you so much, Michelle. Great call. Please call again, okay?
Thank you.
I got to tell you, and I know this is trivial stuff, but I still like bananas and Jell-O. I mean, all these years later, I still like, I can't even fathom when I go in the dairy section at Coons Market now, and I'm all over these stores, it still is mind-boggling to me that you can buy Jell-O all ready to go.
Just the cups.
Yeah.
But you can get a box of Jell-O and make a whole bunch, or you can get, I'll eat like a dozen of those cups.
Thank you. I've been known to
Jell-O don't fill a whole lot.
I've been known, seriously, the six-pack, forget it.
But you take one of those Jell-O cups, you take the Ready Whip, little squirt on top, and just suck it down.
I just squeeze it right out. Listen.
Or the Hunt snack packs, the same thing.
Oh.
The ones they have on the grocery shelf.
And all the different varieties of yogurt.
Yogurts,
yogurt's Greek.
An explosion. Usually you thought of it as like a trend with the Greek yogurts and all that, but it's never ending. It keeps growing. The yogurt drinks that are out now, the protein they're adding to the yogurts, and it's a good for you. It's a good probiotic, But man, oh man, there's so many. And even for kids, where they have the Go-Gurts is what really started taking it off. When they started the Go-Gurts, and that's when we started seeing the whole category start to explode. And then Greek yogurt hit, the Chobani came out, and then boom, it just took off.
I know, and that shelf life, man, I got to tell you, you can buy a bunch of that stuff and eat it over a month.
Oh, yeah, and I like even, and I learned this just growing up with having an Iranian family across the street where they would make their own yogurt. But if you want to do it now, just plain yogurt, and she would add cucumber. She basically make a tahini sauce. And she would use the yogurt with the cucumber. She would put mint in it, and we would use it for a dip for chips, and it was absolutely delicious. They would have it with their kebabs and rice.
Remember as a kid, you could eat anything. Summertime, pizza, burgers.
Oh, yeah, we were outside. Like, I used to be outside you think I get dark now. My goodness.
I know.
My tan would be so dark by the end because I just spent next to my parents' house was an empty lot. And me and my friends, my dad had dirt dropped off to try to use for fill.
Right.
And so, but to me, that was a bike jumps, and so they had like 3 of them. Me and my friends would be on there all the time, riding bikes and all that, having just a grand old time.
Best years of your life.
It was the best years.
And because your mom was at home, always making something good to eat. And that was
my friends always got fed, so they just kept coming back.
Whenever you would see my mom's face step in front of that window by the sink, everybody would be heading into the house. All right, we'll come back. We'll draw this week's winner. Coming up next hour, Carlos, Greater Pitt Tree Service. Tree falls, who's responsible? You, your neighbor, homeowners insurance. We're going to give you a chance to answer all of your questions when it comes to trees with Greenfield's own. That's right. He is a Pittsburgh boy through and through. He is Carlos from Greater Pitt Tree Service. Stay with us.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
And we are honored to have with us Senator Kim Ward, fresh off a budget for the state of Pennsylvania.
Senator Ward, I'm curious to know about something that didn't happen, which the regulation and taxation of these so-called skill games. What happened that it didn't get done?
Well, I would kind of like to know that, too.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
So, at Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, they help people move with less pain and more confidence. I've seen it. In fact, Physical has helped Pittsburgh get back on its feet with confidence through personalized one-to-one physical therapy and advanced balance treatment. It's amazing. The therapists use leading technology and customized care plans, focus on balance, neuropathy, and pain relief. You get back to doing the things you love safely and confidently. Call Monroeville Physical, 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200.
Summer is better together, and nobody does community like Legends Senior Living. As one of Pennsylvania's largest senior living providers, they invite you to fun summer events across Pittsburgh area communities and experience the vibrant lifestyle that awaits. Meet new friends, learn something new, and explore topics that matter to seniors and their families. Enjoy chef-prepared cuisine, meaningful conversation, and the warm hospitality that makes Legends so special. Visit legends.seniorliving.com/PGH to browse summer events, RSVP, and start filling your social calendar.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My best advice to you when hiring a lawyer for your injury case is simple. If you know court personnel, ask them who they'd hire. They know. If you know an insurance adjuster, ask them. They know. And then ask them about us. Ask them about Morgan & Morgan. They know. I look forward to talking to you soon. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm for the people. Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwyck Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company. Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, here we go. We're going to draw this week's winner of that $25 gift certificate, courtesy of Coons Market, and the winner is...
This week's winner is Pat in Economy.
All right, so tell me what's happening in the stores. We've got about a minute left. We're getting to the grilling season is underway in full swing, right?
Definitely full swing with grilling season. All the local vegetables are in. The local veggies from all the different farmers around, that stuff. Local corn is in. It's been doing very well. And we love to support the local. It just has a better flavor. You know, it doesn't have to travel. It doesn't get packed. And no preservative, no special way of preserving it. Just comes right from the field to the store. That's the best. And we're coming into fall really soon. So about August, you'll start seeing all the pumpkin and apple flavors start to show up, especially in our bakeries as we start to get into those flavors as well, and you get that waft of, you get hungry as soon as you walk in the store. It's wonderful that time of year.
All right, good stuff, Frank. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great week. Stay with us. Rob's got the news at 9. We continue to roll on. Carlos is in the building. Greater Pitt Tree Service. Get all of your tree questions lined up and start dialing 866-391-1020, 866-391-1020.
The preceding program was paid for by Coons Quality Market.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 68 degrees now at Pittsburgh International at 9 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. National Weather Service in Pittsburgh confirmed 2 tornadoes from Saturday's thunderstorms, one in Westmoreland County, another in Jefferson County. Today, the National Weather Service will be surveying that area in Jefferson County where the tornado struck near Somerville. And tomorrow, Monday, they'll survey the tornado site in Westmoreland County near Latrobe. Our area could see some smoke from the Canadian wildfires today. It won't be as thick as it was on Thursday and Friday. We'll stay in that air quality level of yellow that's moderate. We'll have the complete AccuWeather forecast coming up. Now, if you're headed downtown to Picklesburg for the final day of the 4-day weekend, the Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership announced that the hours today will be extended from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. today. U.S. responding to an Iranian attack, killing at least 2 American troops at a base in Jordan Saturday. The Pentagon now launching new airstrikes overnight. Here's details from ABC's Marcus Moore.
In these new American strikes, CENTCOM saying the U.S., quote, targeted Islamic Revolutionary Guard forces that launched those attacks in Jordan. Video circulating online appears to show multiple projectiles raining down from the night sky. The moment that base was hit, 4 injured service members were taken to hospitals in Jordan and later released. Several others suffered minor injuries and have returned to duty.
Facebook post on the Newcastle Firefighters Local 160 page revealed that they had to rescue a person who fell off a cliff 40 feet from a rock wall onto a 45-degree hillside. It happened Friday afternoon on the east side of Newcastle, according to the Post. Crews used a rope rescue haul system to get to the individual and extricate them back up the hillside to safety.
That person was then transported to a local hospital. Right now, no word on that person's condition. Well, the Fujia Ramen restaurant in Shadyside damaged by a fire Saturday morning. That happened around 7:45 at the restaurant located on South Aiken Avenue. No one was injured. The cause of the fire is under investigation. KDKA Radio News Time, 9:03. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
In Pittsburgh, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 25 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Pittsburgh. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Here she comes.
Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop. Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations. Also, there's a beehive outside your store, and they're super aggressive. There's thousands of them.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired. Gross.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Between the daily demands of work, family needs, running a household, and more, you deserve some real relief at the end of the day. At the Original Mattress Factory, we have a wide variety of mattresses that are built to provide the ultimate in comfort and relief when you need it most. Mattresses that are hand-built locally using high-quality materials. Mattresses that are sold factory direct to offer you a great value. Mattresses that are designed to provide real relief to real people like you. Visit an Original Mattress Factory location today and get the rest you deserve tonight.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings lower humidity with sunshine, a few clouds at times, and reduced air quality thanks to wildfire smoke with a high of 79, but it clears out for tonight with a low of 57, with some hazy sun for tomorrow and a high of 82, followed by a wetter and cloudy Tuesday with a couple of showers and a gusty thunderstorm, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Greater Pitt Tree Service. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information aired on the following program.
These are the people, the movers and shakers, the businesses, the people you know in your community who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So I was acting like I was one of his great crew yesterday. I was out trying to cut grass in the rain and banged my knee up, all bloodied and battered and beaten. And I'm out there, my wheel falls off my lawnmower. I'm like, oh, give me something to get me through the day. I wake up with a headache. My man came into the studio today and he made my day. He's Carlos, Greater Pitt Tree Service. So after I was bruised, battered, and beaten and bloody, I have more love for your crew than ever before. It's the hardest working crew in the tree business, Pittsburgh through and through. Carlos, but before we talk trees, I love what PennDOT has done with the Commercial Street Bridge. It's absolutely a modern marvel. And I'm glad that he brought it up because I started thinking if there's anybody who navigates this city more than Greater Pitt Tree Service, I don't know who does it. So how has it been since, and wait till you hear what he has to say, how has it been since the tunnels have been closed?
Yeah, I mean, I was very nervous when that date was approaching, and I really didn't plan ahead because we schedule our work 2, 3, 4 weeks out. So I was like, man, what do I have on the schedule for that stretch? As I got jobs in the east, am I going to be able to get to them? Or are we going to be starting at 9 or 10 o'clock instead of 8, 8:30 because of traffic? And from what I've seen, I think it's better. I mean, call me crazy, but I think people figured out other alternative routes where everybody was taking one route. So you had the volume of cars on that stretch, and you're getting to the tunnel, and then you got the people maybe didn't grow up in Pittsburgh that crank it down to like 20 or 25 miles an hour. Got a lot of Subarus and Priuses holding up traffic out there. And so my salesmen have been navigating around it. My crews have been navigating around it. I've been navigating around it. I don't think it's as bad as people thought it was going to be. I knew people that were like, I'm going on vacation. I have a friend that lives in Somerset at Frick, and they were going away for 2 weeks because they didn't want to deal with it. I mean, they're kind of right in the heat of it right there. But all in all, Pittsburgh has so many different routes. You know, we're not confined to use those main arteries and the parkways and suffer through the tunnels like we all do. So I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as people thought. I don't know if it's better, but I think it's made things optional, made other routes optional. And I think when it opens, people might say, you know, to get to town from Monroeville, I'll just go through Homewood and then go down Fifth Avenue and I'll get into town that way. You know, take Penn Avenue runs the distance basically from Monroeville to downtown. Why not take Penn Avenue now?
Well, Rob Taylor, who is born and raised in this city, another Central Catholic kid, you know, I was talking to him because I love PRT. And when he told me what the price of certain rides on the PRT is, if I was young and I needed to save money, I'm raising a family, I'd be riding PRT. I also believe that a lot of people, when we saw it with the draft, I think they're using PRT now, Carlos.
I was just going to mention that. I mean, that streamlined it. The PRT bringing people into town from the draft really might have opened people's eyes to options on using them in their weekly commute instead of driving in. And, you know, you're saving gas, you're saving time sitting in traffic and saving money. So why not? Pittsburgh's great like that. We do have a lot of options. Maybe one day they'll expand the T to go into other neighborhoods, but for the South Hills, that's a lifeline for people to get to work. I mean, the T runs behind my lot on 51. I'm sandwiched between 51, you know, right on 51, Brookline stretch, let's call it, and then the T tracks run behind me. And I see the people heading to work in the mornings on the T, and they're always packed. So, you know, we're lucky in Pittsburgh. We have those transportation optionals. And now with the tunnels closing and people learning how to, you know, because if you're GPSing and you're going that route, you know, you're kind of blinded on some other options that you might have. So.
But you're also getting to see, and I mentioned this, some of the real special parts of Pittsburgh, Greenfield and Wilkinsburg and Forest Hills, where a lot of people have never seen because they're one way in and one way out, but maybe they're discovering other parts of the city.
I think so. I think it's going to be good.
And let's give PennDOT some credit here. This is a big deal. And for them to be doing it all within a month or a little under a month, it's pretty amazing.
Very impressive. I like things like that. I like the engineering part of it. I like the logistics because I'm figuring out things on my industry every day. How do I bring this crane in your yard? And how do I get my tracked aerial lift through your 40-inch gate to get in your backyard? So I appreciate the logistics, I mean, on such a higher level for them to do what they did with this project. It's impressive, and I hope it's like the draft where people were like, oh, man, we got the draft in Pittsburgh, and then everyone was excited on how it went, and I hope they get that same response for how they approached everything and executed.
All right, so this is what this guy wants to talk about. Another reason why he's so special. It's not so much about him coming in to just do a job. They can do that, but he wants to help people with all the rules of the road when it comes to homeowners insurance and what you're responsible for and what you're not responsible for. So this is the topic, but I want you to know right now all of our lines are open. Anything on your mind in the way of trees? Carlos is in the building. Great to see him. So let's make him feel welcome. Let's get some calls in here at 866-391-1020. Storm damage, who pays for it and why? You, them, or homeowners insurance. Important terms in your policy. You need to know them. So 9 times out of 10, somebody's tree lands on my roof. Who's responsible for that?
It's always where the tree falls who has to figure out how to get it off the house and how to pay for it. And usually If the tree's healthy and your neighbor's tree fell on your house, it's an act of God, and your homeowners will cover the claim. But there's a lot of things involved in that, and there's a lot of things that I like to educate our customer on when they make that initial call to us that, unless you've had a tree fall 3 or 4 times on your house, this is going to be your first time, and it's a little shell-shocked. What do I do? Who do I call? Who's paying for this? Should I go to work today? Do I need to sit home on the phone? And so we get all of that and more from the people calling in when they have a incident where a tree falls on their home, which is coverage A in your policy, or in your yard. You don't have yard insurance, so who's going to pay to get that tree out of your yard? And most times things like that are out of pocket. So there's so much involved in it. We have a great article that we forward to our customers when they call, published by Mark Russell. He's been in the tree industry a long time. He was actually in the insurance business as an adjuster. He teaches classes on it. He educates people on it on both ends, homeowners and tree services and the homeowners insurance companies, because we're all involved in it. And it feels like it's kind of struggled between those three, where it could be more of a seamless process if everybody's on the same page and the homeowner understands terms in their policy is so beneficial to them.
All right, so 866-391-1020, 866-391-1020. But as always, whenever he's here or anytime throughout the week, even if it isn't during regular business hours, 412-884-TREE, 412-884-8733. Carlos, Greater Pitt Tree Service. And by the way, anything on your mind in the way of trees, we want to hear from you at 866-391-1020. So before we get back to our topic and we go to our first break, talk about Troy, our rock star. Talk about what you do year-round, how to keep people safe. So one of these problems pop up, like we had some severe weather yesterday morning, you at least know what you're dealing with, and they get rid of the stuff that could be eventually ending up on your house or destroying your lawn equipment, your car. Basically, they will protect you from all of this stuff. And also what you have, they'll keep it healthy. Go ahead.
Yeah, Troy, I tell people he's a rock star in the industry, in the tree industry and arboriculture. He's an ISA certified arborist, but then also he kind of is a rock star because he's in a band too. So this kid's like crushing it on every level, and we get such a great response for him. He's the science behind everything. I learned it in the streets. Troy learned it in the classroom. And any way you slice it in education costs you money. So he went to school for it, and he graduated arboriculture from University of Dayton. He takes so many updated courses and classes through Penn State, a lot of things they can do online, but he also attends classes. He just spoke for Tree Pittsburgh with a bunch of other arborists from our area, and they wanted Troy to speak, and he's young, so he's just getting in. He's getting his feet wet, but the word is out. Like, he knows what he's talking about. And people call in and they say, I got something going on with my hemlock tree, or I got something going on with this elm tree. What can you do? Or my box hedges aren't looking good. And then we tap Troy in out of the bullpen. We tap the lefty in, and we send him out there, and he does an assessment for you, goes over everything with you, the customer. He's going to see things that you might not be aware of. Again, I always say we're like detectives out there, and Troy's second to none. It's a great call to make. We have some kind of application or treatment for anything that's growing on your property.
Listen, he's a good kid too.
I'm family friends with his whole family. I've known since first grade at St. Phil's, his Uncle Pat. It was a great fit and I met him. I knew him before, but we sealed the deal at a turkey bowl up at Frick Park on Thanksgiving morning. He had just moved back from Ohio.
You didn't play against him, did you?
It was a friendly pickup game.
Touch, I hope, not tackle.
Yeah, touch, let's call it.
Yeah,
so.
Because, honestly, when you meet my son, Robbie, and if you do, separated at birth, they look like twins.
Yeah, they're big kids.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But he's just got such a good presence about him.
Yeah, he has a very calming effect. I go out there on appointments with him sometimes because the KDKA calls. They're like, hey, we also want Carlos out there. Like, you can bring Troy, but he better come too. So we go on a lot of appointments together. And honestly, I learn something new every time I go out somewhere with him on an appointment, or he calls me to let me know something. He's very informative. He educates the consumer. We want you on board. We're in it for the long haul.
And listen, if you have a problem with your hemlock or elm, he can take care of that too. So we want to hear from you, all tree-related questions. Right now, every single line is open, 866-391-1020. Get some good free advice on a Sunday morning. But today's topic, storm damage, who pays for it and why? You, them, or homeowners insurance, important terms in your policy. I'm going to drill down on that in the next segment. You can reach them and leave your name and number and a working number. They can reach you during business hours. And if it's an emergency, call them now as well, too. 412-884-TREE. 412-884-8733.
Your source for official traffic information. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds, and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too. Get a quote right now at 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or biglou.com.
Andy Amrine here for Harmony Garden Organic Insect Control. This is not your average garden variety insect killer. Harmony is your only insect control you need for your garden. Nothing is safer, nothing works better than Harmony. Spray your trees, flowers, plants to kill garden pests including aphids, green fruit worms, mites, soil lice, and russets. To get your bottle of Harmony, ask for it at any participating True Value hardware store or online at harmonyoic.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, Pittsburgh, he's one of your own, so don't miss this opportunity. He's here a couple of times a month, and today, Carlos, Greater Pitt Tree Service until 10. Anything on your mind in the way of trees, 866-391-1020. But obviously, we're talking homeowners insurance. We're talking storm damage. So let's get going. So if the tree falls, but it misses my house completely, will my insurance pay to have you come just to pick it up, cut it up, chop it up, remove it?
Okay, so in that instance, they will pay up to, sometimes it's $500 or sometimes it's $1,000 now for hauling it off the property, because there's no extraction off the home because it fell in your yard.
Right.
So you can go that route, but guess what? Your deductible might be $2,000. So now you owe them $1,000 and you have a claim on your policy. So I would say 9.5 times out of 10, it's just better to call a tree company. And honestly, sometimes in that instance, you don't even need a tree company. You need somebody handy with a chainsaw to cut it up and get it off. I recommend using a tree company, but, you know, if money's tight and you want it off the yard and, you know, you got some buddies that can come and do it, that might be a good route too. It just depends on how dangerous it is. So, yeah, usually that's not covered in your homeowners because that's what you have, homeowners insurance. You don't have yard insurance. You don't have bushes insurance. You have homeowners insurance. And your homeowners covers structures. Coverage A, your main structure, your main dwelling. And coverage B, anything detached from coverage A, which could be a fence, a pool, a shed, a detached garage. That's coverage B. So they'll give you, that's limited on what they'll cover there. Coverage A, the coverage they could extend on that for the claim would be the value of the home. So coverage A is kind of almost unlimited, you could say, because it's never going to be more than $100,000 or $200,000 to get a tree off your house. So those are kind of the initial things that they're looking for when you call in. They're going to say, well, where's the tree? Where did it land? Where is it resting? If it hit your house and bounced off and it's in the yard, same thing. It's not on your house. It's not on coverage A. There's no extraction involved in getting it off of the structure, coverage A or coverage B. So it's case by case. It always kind of varies. You know, insurance companies have a business model.
Well, listen, this is what I was going to ask you. And people say, well, these big conglomerates, they should be able to just get this done right away. Why am I waiting for my check? Why am I waiting for them to call? Well, you don't become a big conglomerate by just stroking checks every day, right?
That brings me to a customer we just had this past week. 62 years with one of the, let's call it, top 3 insurance carriers.
I think I know who you're talking about.
World War II veteran. I met this guy about 6 or 7 years ago. I think his daughter called in and he needed tree work. He was over in Ohio Township. We sent the crew out free of charge, didn't charge him anything. It was probably a $5,000 or $6,000 job.
Wow.
Because we were doing work free of charge for World War II veterans for a long time. There's not too many left now, unfortunately. But so he has recently passed. His daughter took over the home. The guy's son lives in the home who's blind. They're in their 70s. You know, the guy was probably, if he was still alive, maybe 100, 105. So his kids are in their 70s. So the daughter reaches out to us because we had worked for her before, and it was such a delayed and painful process that they put them through. For 62 years of paying a premium and never having a claim. Come on, like, they're good with data and information. Look at this. This guy was with us 62 years, never had a claim. You know, they're elderly. Let's just step in and do the right thing. But that everyone doesn't operate like me. I have a heart, you know what I mean? I have a conscience. I was raised to help people, and I'm about relationships first and then money. And a lot of times these big companies they're the bottom line. They're about money. And it's black and white with them. And I felt so bad for them, what they put them through, and we're still dealing with it. And, you know, a lot of times, and it's in that article that I sent you that I put on Facebook, the misconceptions. When you call that 800 number, you're not talking usually to your agent, or you're talking to somebody answering the phone.
Right.
They seem to be trained to tell people, you know, we'll only give you $500 to get the tree off. That's not true. That's the misconception. They will give you up to $500 for the haul out. But if you have a tree on your house, they should pay whatever it costs for a tree company to come out and extract that tree. So it's like fishing. They throw that line out, and the customers will call us back, and they're looking at our estimate, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, and they're like, I'm only getting $500 from the insurance company. And that's a huge misconception. And that's what's in that article. And I think they throw things at the wall and see what sticks. And that article is so important to read and educate yourself. If you have trees around your house, or if your neighbor has trees around your house, learn these terms: indemnification, coverage A, coverage B, peril, triggering event. These are all things when it seems like if you talk their language, it puts you in a better position.
Listen, you got to hold their feet to the fire, especially when you've been paying a premium for 62 years. I promise you miss a payment, they call you.
Yeah. Well, so the gentleman, the World War II vet, he had passed,
right,
and they called the daughter and said, we're not picking up your policy. And she said, why? It's the same home. It's the same everything. It's just that my father has passed. I got willed the house, and my blind brother's living in there, and they gave her such a hard time about picking up the policy. I guess they finally did, but it's a risk mitigation with them. They're like, well, we're good. You paid us 62 years and there was never a claim. You know, they have data and statistics that they operate on, and they're maybe saying, well, we're getting to that time frame, there could be some kind of claim, you know? And so they were trying to bow out of continuing coverage on this property.
All right, so 412-884-TREE, 412-884-8733. Storm damage, who pays for it and why? You, them, or homeowners insurance. Important terms to know about your policy. If you have a question about your policy, we'll take it. You have any question about storm damage, we'll take it. Any question about trees, we'll take it. 866-391-1020. All of our lines are available. Carlos, Greater Pitt Tree Service with your Pratt Pack until 10 o'clock. Again, the number, 866-391-1020. Rob Taylor next with the news at 9:30. Good morning.
Tickets are on sale now for the upcoming season of the Pittsburgh Speakers Series at Heinz Hall, presented by University of Pittsburgh, with Anderson Cooper, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, historian Anne Applebaum, financial journalist Andrew Ross Sorkin, former NASA Administrator Charles Bolden, and acclaimed war photographer Lindsay Addario. For information and tickets, go to pittsburghspeakers.org. Sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James.
Hey, I'm Sam.
And I'm Calvin, with Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks.
Calvin, you know what I love most about this job? That moment when the job's done. Maybe it's a new roof, upgraded siding, or a deck that makes you want to be outside, and you see that look on the customer's face.
Yeah, man, that never gets old. The care, the clean work, no shortcuts. And that's just how these Cousins have been doing it ever since Grandma's garage.
And that's not changing.
Call the Cousins.
Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks. Call the Cousins.
Support St. Anthony school programs and help students with special needs achieve their full potential through inclusive education, therapy services, and job skills development. Serving students ages 5 to 21 with Down syndrome, autism, and other intellectual disabilities. Find them within select Catholic schools in the Pittsburgh area, including a post-secondary program at Duquesne University. For over 70 years, St. Anthony school programs have empowered students of all faiths to live independently and contribute meaningfully to society. Learn more or donate at stanthonykids.org.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page, or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It is 69 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9:30. I'm Rob Taylor. Allegheny County Police continue to investigate after a woman was found shot inside her vehicle late Saturday night in Wilkinsburg. It happened around 11:30 Saturday night, and it happened at the intersection of Payton Street and McNary Boulevard. She was rushed to the hospital. No word on her condition this morning. Police say a suspect was arrested at that scene. Well, all eyes on the World Cup final today at 3 o'clock at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Who will take the World Cup? Here's the preview with ABC's Christiane Cordero.
The stage is set for a championship Sunday unlike ever before. New Jersey hosting Spain and Argentina. Winner takes all. It's the first World Cup match between the two countries in 60 years and pits teenage sensation Lamine Yamal against veteran superstar Lionel Messi. Messi shrugging off the pressure while speaking to fans in New York this weekend, saying he treats it as something natural.
KDK Radio News Time, 9:31. Next updates at 10. I'm Rob Taylor on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDK.
Suffering from peripheral neuropathy? Learn how over 15,000 sufferers regained their comfort, mobility, and quality of life with Tri-State Neuropathy Center's successful treatment plan that is FDA cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free. Here's Sean Ritchie, DC, and Tri-State's founder about one of their many satisfied patients.
One thing I've learned about people that get numb with a neuropathy, they have balance issues, just like Bob from Gibsonia. His numbness got so bad, he started to have to shuffle and was starting to have some falls. After completing our FDA-cleared treatment program, he is doing so much better. In fact, he was at his friend's house and he was at the American Legions, and they couldn't believe the difference that they saw in him.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Bob. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000 for a free consultation. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy. Learn more at marydanstin.com.
Warm weather, hot savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, boneless pork shoulder steaks or roast are $2.99 a pound. In the produce department, red ripe seedless watermelons are $4.99 each. In our deli, Salem's premium smokehouse ham is $7.99 a pound. An additional savings this week, selected varieties of 7-Up, A&W, or Canada Dry 2-liter bottles, 3 for $5.
Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Have you tried the only stop smoking hypnosis in America, proven useful by the U.S. Patent Office that reprograms your subconscious? Alex Goen patented hypnosis destroys your connections to cigarettes. No cravings, irritability, or weight gain. Walk in a smoker, walk out free. Only $59.99 or your money back. Stop Smoking Seminar Thursday, July 23rd. Doubletree by Hilton Green Tree, 8 p.m. Weight loss, 5:30 p.m. Sign up at alexgoen.com. Goen. That's alexgoen.com.
Here's a World Soccer Championship Team Spotlight, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Members get more at Lowe's.
Spain is going to the Cup final, and they did it by beating the best. La Roja outlasted France in a semifinal that lived up to every bit of the hype. France pushed back, but Spain's discipline never cracked, and when the moment came, La Roja made it count. The reward? A place in the final. One win away from immortality.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings sunshine much of the time with lower humidity, but wildfire smoke may reduce the air quality and lead to areas of haze with a high of 79. Then clear tonight with a low of 57, followed by occasional hazy sun tomorrow and a high of 82, with more clouds on Tuesday, more humidity, and a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Greater Pitt Tree Service.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, let's get a call in here. Let's head out to Bethel Park for Carlos, Greater Pitt Tree Service. We want to hear from you, folks. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. 866-391-1020. Carol, go ahead. Say hi to Carlos.
Good morning, Carlos and Rob. My neighbor, I have a neighbor who loves his trees, and two of his backyard trees hang predominantly over our yard. So we get the shade, which is good, but we also get the green on our deck and we get all their leaves. My question is, how do we best handle wanting to have those branches that hang over into our yard without ruining the shape of their trees? I want to be considerate of them.
Yes.
I need your guidance.
Yes, Carol. That's a great question, and it's a popular question we get. Legally, the nuts and bolts of the legalities of that are, if it hangs over your property line, your invisible property line that goes from the ground to the sky, once it encroaches into that area, you own it. You can cut it back, you could spray paint it, you could hang pink ribbons on it. Whatever you do, it's yours. Now, it's a little tricky because depending on the species of the tree, how do we practice proper pruning techniques, cutting that back? Do we stop it at the property line? Is the owner of the tree okay with us extending the cut to a lateral or where that limb or branch begins? If we can do it from your property, we can get a lift back there or somehow climb up it without being on his property. Technically, you really don't even have to tell him. If we have to access their property with equipment or a climber and legally to be on their property, we need permission. A lot of this equation depends on the relationship with that neighbor. And trees are there's a lot of good and a lot of bad when you have trees on your property or next to your property. And you, like you pointed out, I get the shade, but I get the leaves and I get the moss growing on the deck. So it's definitely a trade-off. You're in our main coverage area. We could come out and look at it. We know kind of how the politics of it with talking to that neighbor. So it's helpful to get us out there, get you some pricing, see what you're looking at cost-wise if it's in your budget, and then see what the proper plan of attack is to get this problem taken care of for you.
Okay, well, we have a good relationship with our neighbor, and the trees would be accessible from our yard. And my other question would be, would fall be the better time or winter rather than dealing, I don't know what is more economically feasible for us or for you as far as waiting to the fall or winter, I should say.
Yes, another good question. Cost-wise, it's pretty much the same. And the reasoning being is I pay my guys the same in the summer as I do in the winter. So I have the same type of overhead. Sometimes in the dead of winter, if it's slow, we're looking for some work and we'll give some discounts. And then also depends on that species of those trees when it's a good time to practice proper pruning or trimming on that tree. So there's particular trees that you're going to want to trim like late fall, November through, we call it Thanksgiving to St. Patrick's Day on certain species like oak trees, elm trees, any flowering or fruit producing trees. If it's a maple or say a wild cherry or a wild locust tree in a backwooded area, they're a little bit more resilient. So again, it's just a matter of giving us a call, getting us out there. We'll figure all that out for you. We'll get you the cost. You're going to be the one out of pocket. It's rare that neighbor, the owner of the tree, will pay for it. Sometimes you could say, hey, can you split it with me? Can you give me $100? So again, you have a good relationship with them. Probably most likely still going to be like, well, if you're paying for it, have at it.
Okay. All right. Great. That's helpful. So we'll be in touch when we're ready to have you give us a bid for that.
Thanks, Carol.
Thank you, Carlos. Thanks, Carlos.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good stuff. 866-391-1020. I love when he helps the folks that he calls home, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, surrounding area. Listen, you absolutely love Pittsburgh.
I tell you, man, I love it so much I still drink Iron City. Let's put it that way.
Everybody's drinking Iron City.
Oh, man,
now.
A cold Iron City after a hot day of work. But no, I grew up in Pittsburgh, grew up in Greenfield. My mom still lives in our childhood home that we grew up in. I love Greenfield. I live in the Carrick, Overbrook area. I married a girl from Carrick. I mean, it's Pittsburgh through and through. I love Pittsburgh. I love the history behind it. I love what put us on the map, the steel mills, the steel industry. I love our reputation with our sporting teams. Just everything across the board. I love where I get my coffee in the morning.
Donut Connection.
I tell you, their coffee's great. And they have a location I go to up in Carrick on Brownsville Avenue. Same workers, the owner, Ed, Sam, Amy, Amanda. It's how I start my day, going in there.
Listen, let's be honest. It's Wayner put you guys on the map, okay? The Gallagher boys, who I know from PGT Trucking, they put you on the map. Listen, that's a cool part of Pittsburgh. Brownsville Road, Carrick, I love it, man.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it's a hard-nosed neighborhood, city neighborhood like Greenfield, a lot of similarities. I love it up there. The people are friendly, and everybody knows me up there. My truck's, unmistakable, and my wife grew up there, and she was a career bartender, so she has so many ties to the neighborhood, and it's just home. I just love Pittsburgh. I love going out there and working for these customers, especially the KDKA customers. They're awesome. I mean, the calls we get, it's like you're calling your brother or your uncle. Hey, Uncle Carlos, or my nephew Carlos, come on and help me with this tree. And it's just the connection. It's just so Pittsburgh. KDKA is so Pittsburgh. Greater Pitt Tree Service. You guys were the first radio station in the country, right? That's
Absolutely.
why the call letters don't start with a W. We were taught that in grade school at St. Rosalia's. So I'm well aware of it. That's why the relationship between us is so good. I mean, what you've done for your industry and is impressive, and everything you've covered, and we're just happy to be a part of it all.
Well, it works because you're Pittsburgh and people understand you and they can trust you because you live in the neighborhood. All right, here we go. A couple of calls. Jenny McCandless up for Carlos Greater Pitt Tree Service. Go ahead, please.
Hi, I have a magnolia tree, and right now it's blooming on the top. I'm getting blooms on the top of it. Why would that happen?
That's interesting. I would probably have to come out and see the tree, or it would probably be a good idea for Troy, our ISA certified arborist, to come out and see the tree, see what's going on with it, see where it's at on the property, see what the soil's like, how's the sun hitting it, does it have any open wounds? There's a lot involved in it. The magnolia trees, they're beautiful. Magnolia trees, dogwoods, Japanese maple, we consider them more ornamental trees, and sounds like you like the tree, and we could figure out why the rest of the tree isn't blooming and see what we could come out and do for it. So we'd love to come out and look at it. I love going out with Troy and seeing these beautiful magnolia trees, and it all starts with just giving us a call, and we could definitely figure out what's going on with it.
Isn't it unusual to be blooming in the fall rather than the spring?
Well, I don't think we're into the fall yet. I mean, it could have been a late bloomer from the spring. Again, these are so case by case and so indicative of the age of the tree, where it's at on the property. So many factors are going to contribute onto what's going on, particularly with your tree. There's no blanket statement for it. It's something that we definitely want to come out and look at before we commit to kind of an answer on it. But, it's a good call to make, and if you give us a call, we can get Troy out there and figure it out.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Busy on the phone lines. That's what we love. Here's Rush in East McKeesport. Hey, Rush, go ahead.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, Rob. Hey, Carlos, I have first I have a double lot. There's only 5 people on my street. Behind me, there are 2 people on another little street. Now, there's an oak right outside of my fence, a huge oak. 3 or 4 years ago, the wind we had a tornado come through here, but it knocked one of the branches. Now, when I say a branch, we're talking 3 foot in circumference, at least, in my opinion. And it came down and it took out my cyclone chain link fence back there, and it was $7,000 worth of damage for the fence, and the insurance was only going to pay $350 or something to get it off my fence, $500 for removal or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. Now there's this other branch. I've had Duquesne Light come out and everything, because they used to cut if it was within 10, 15 feet of a live wire, because they have a telephone pole right up at the back of my property, and it feeds the house behind me.
Okay.
And I just went up and looked at it, and the branches are all over the live feed going into the house next to me. Now, here's another question here. There's a alleyway behind me. It's all weeds, but it's on the map. It was supposedly going to be an alley or something. So it's the trees on the borough's property. I haven't complained to them about it yet, but this branch is another one of them great big branches. Sooner or later, it's going to come down and it's going to hit my house. Plus, take out the live feed. I don't want to be getting electrocuted here. Do you service the East Hills? I'm in East McKeesport.
Yeah, 100%. I love McKeesport. Great football team out there too, right?
That's right.
But what you're talking about, we've had many calls like this, and we actually just dealt with a call similar to yours. It was a borough tree on we call it a paper street. Like you said, it was supposed to be a street on the map when they were developing that area, and kind of figured out we're not going to do that and let it just kind of overgrow. But it is their property. They should maintain it. A lot of times Duquesne Light is inundated with work, so they might get to that eventually. If they've done it in the past, it's in their route. But ultimately, if you're concerned about this huge limb, and that's not a branch, we call that a limb, those big, huge oak structures that are up there in the canopy are more like limbs. So, you could potentially, there's a couple different routes. If you called the borough and say, hey, I want to pay to cut this tree down, sometimes in that area we can maybe just get it on the ground and not haul it out. If there's areas to put the tree safely on the ground and cut it up where it's no longer a threat to you, that's a lot cheaper than us cutting it down and hauling it out. If you send them a certified letter stating your concern, calling it to their attention, they might then call a tree work that's probably done. We've actually bid work in McKeesport before, East McKeesport. So they sub out their tree work that they can't handle. So they, if you're the resident there and it's their tree and you're paying the tax dollars there, you could possibly call them and say, can you pay to get this tree out of here? Can you handle getting this tree out of here? So there's a couple different routes to go. Calling it to their attention, I think, is a first good step.
All right, listen, we appreciate it, Rush, and if you need anything in the way of further assistance from Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE, 412-884-8733. One more segment with Carlos, Greater Pitt Tree Service. Good hour. Anybody else wants to get in here? 866-391-1020.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
In Pittsburgh, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 25 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Pittsburgh. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Vitchoff of the PA Hypnosis Center is here to help you. He has helped train U.S. Olympic team members control their brains, stay relaxed, focused, and in control, giving them the edge for the gold. He's recognized by many organizations around the world as one of the top hypnotherapists anywhere. He has gotten over 3,000 people to give up cigarettes for good in the last 22 years. He's helped folks even who've tried gastric bypass to lose weight. He can help you and give you a 98% success guarantee. Call 724-934-8446. That's Dan Vitchoff, the PA Hypnosis Center. Mention KDKA and get $50 off any program. But call for a free consultation today, 724-934-8446. The PA Hypnosis Center with Dan Vitchoff. Make that call today, 724-934-8446.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's the summer of Carlos and Greater Pitt Tree Service. So Vintage Grand Prix.
Yep, we're there. Today's our last day there.
And the Bloomfield Little Italy Day is coming up in about a month.
Yeah, we love being a part of all these events Pittsburgh has. And Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix in Shenley Park, again, I grew up in Greenfield. As a kid, where my mom still lives is the top of the hill looking over the parkway. And right across the parkway is Shenley Park. And I remember as a kid hearing those engines roaring and throw your shoes on. We'd run down and cross the Greenfield Bridge and up into Shenley Park and watch the races. So, the event's been going on, I think, 45 years.
A long time.
And it's a great event we're a part of. And when we're up there, so many people, I worked the booth all day yesterday. And customers come up and say, "Oh, you did such a great job," or people come up and say, "Are you the guy on KDKA radio?" And I recognize your voice, and that happened to me yesterday. And then, coming up in August, the Bloomfield Little Italy Days. I mean, how can you beat that? You go over there and eat, pop in some local establishments that have been there for a long time, and you'll see us there. You'll see a lot of other local businesses there. And this is how we generate revenue. We pay to be out there as a vendor. We want you to come and visit our booth. We want to hear what your problem is with tree work or whatever that vendor's selling. There's roofers over there and window guys, and we're out in the communities, and we want you to stop by, and we want to perform the type of work we do for you, and that's why we're there. I'm there maybe to eat a lot of good Italian food too, but the other guys, we're there for a reason. And our revenue to pay to be a vendor at these events is what makes these events possible and to keep having them year after year. So it all kind of fits in together. These guys hold the event. We pay to be there in that event. You come to our booth and we perform the type of work that we're selling for you. So it's a big circle on how it works.
Listen, when I was a little bit of a larger man for about 4 years during the pandemic, and I was a larger man, if you ever get a call from a Senseri in Morningside, make sure you get a pepperoni roll from Jimmy.
They're the best. I mean, I've had a lot of those from down in the Strip District, and they're impressive. You go down and look at them, they're almost as nice to look at as it is to eat them. They're impressive.
You have to come to the Seven Fishes this year.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's nobody more. Senseri's Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
you're really Pittsburgh.
I've stayed in Pittsburgh too. I mean, I haven't ventured out. I love being around the area. I down Woolies the other day.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I get the big fillets down there, and they trim them up because I'm
McNally
trying to pack on some weight on my son for the upcoming football season. And
how good would it be Cello to have a chance to put on weight?
Yeah, he's maxing out in the 150s for his frame. And then he's got a fight coming up through 3rd Avenue Gym. He boxes down there. And our event is Boxing Under the Bridge, under the Homestead Bridge, August 1st. If anybody wants to see some great amateur boxing, and it's very prevalent in our area, you'd be surprised about how many gyms are around right now and how much youth is involved in this sport. And so August 1st, under the High Level Bridge, Homestead Bridge, it's just... You'll be down there under the bridge. A train's going to be going by. You're going to see the old stacks from the steel mills. I mean, really doesn't get much more Pittsburgh than that.
It's the best. So are you. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
All right, the number at 412-884-TREE, 412-884-8733. Don't forget, back with the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. World Cup will be one of the big topics. Former Pittsburgh Spirit Paul Child will be here. Joe Giordano talking Pirate baseball. And also Steve Hopley, Swickley Heights Golf Club, the Open Championship, all still today, KDKA.
The proceeding was paid for by Greater Pitt Tree Service. Information on the program was intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
And we are honored to have with us Senator Kim Ward, fresh off a budget for the state of Pennsylvania.
Senator Ward, I'm curious to know about something that didn't happen, which the regulation and taxation of these so-called skill games. What happened that it didn't get done?
Well, I would kind of like to know that, too.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important, trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars. Because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years. So give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Make 380 Auction of Murraysville your next stop for name brand furniture. Stop in and compare their quality and pricing and save. 380 Auction has name brand furniture for less. Before you buy, shop 380 and save on your next furniture purchase. 380 Auction is open Tuesday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 724-339-3132. That's 724-339-3132 or log on to shop380.com and save.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 70 degrees now at Pittsburgh International at 10 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Allegheny County Police continue to investigate a late-night shooting in Wilkesburg. A woman was found shot inside her vehicle. It happened on McNary Boulevard near Payton Street in Wilkesburg around 11:30 Saturday night. She was taken to the hospital. A suspect was arrested at the scene. The U.S. is responding to an Iranian attack that killed at least 2 American troops at a base in Jordan on Saturday. Pentagon launching new airstrikes overnight. Here's ABC's Marcus Moore.
In these new American strikes, CENTCOM saying the U.S., quote, targeted Islamic Revolutionary Guard forces that launched those attacks in Jordan. Video circulating online appears to show multiple projectiles raining down from the night sky. The moment that base was hit, 4 injured service members were taken to hospitals in Jordan and later released. Several others suffered minor injuries and have returned to duty.
Facebook post on the Newcastle Firefighters Local 160 page revealed that they had to rescue a person who had fallen 40 feet from a rock wall onto a 45-degree hillside below. This happened Friday afternoon on the east side of Newcastle, according to the Post. Crews had to use a rope rescue haul system to get to the individual and extricate them to safety up the hillside. The person was transported to a local hospital, and no word on how that person is doing this morning. The Fajiya Ramen Restaurant in Shadyside, damaged by fire, happened Saturday morning around 7:45. A restaurant on South Aiken Avenue. No one was injured. Cause of the fire under investigation. Allegheny County Police say a handgun found in a carry-on bag at the Pittsburgh International Airport Friday, and now a Monroeville man is facing charges. 33-year-old Richard Perez did not have a valid concealed carry permit, according to police. He's charged with carrying a firearm without a license. Passengers can travel with guns only in checked baggage if it's unloaded and packed in a hard-sided lock case and then declared at the airline check-in counter. If you're heading down to Picklesburg for the final day on this Sunday,